The Red Sox have won 4 in a row as Tim Wakefield looks to take Game 2 from the Tigers next.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
They struck him out, and the Red Sox win.
Welcome to Park in Detroit. It's Game 2 of the 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, it's been a pretty good run for the Red Sox. With the exception of about 5 games, the Red Sox offense has been running on all cylinders. We take a look at some of the numbers for Boston so far. As with runs scored, 168 so far this season, 5 players with 20 runs or more. No other American League team has more than 2. It's amazing what the Red Sox have been able to do as far as running. 17 straight stolen bases without being caught. It's their longest such streak since 1973. We welcome in Jerry Remy. And Jerry, the offense has been great, and so has Mike Lowell.
Well, that certainly has helped the offense. You know, you could see it coming over the weekend where Mike Lowell was starting to take more aggressive swings. Now, the injury that he had is a very tough injury for a hitter because it's the bottom hand on the baseball bat. Of course, when you swing the bat, that takes a lot of pressure on that thumb. So I think what Mike was doing was kind of feeling his way through when he got back to the big leagues, seeing how much, if there was going to be any pain at all, and what he was going to have to deal with. And I think as time is going on, he's realized that they've got that thing bandaged so well that he's not feeling any pain, and you can really see the swings over the weekend, and in particular last night here at Tiger Stadium, much more aggressive for Mike. Now, everything else that he brings to the ball club, we've talked about many times, the great defense in the clubhouse, the way he treats other players, the way they respect him, but to see him now more aggressive, he looks more like the Mike Lowell of last year swinging the bat.
Well, the Red Sox look to keep swinging the bats tonight against the Tigers. It is gone. His first home run. That ball is gone.
NESN.com.
No matter which road you choose, the lifetime powertrain warranty has you covered. It's the best warranty in the business, and it comes standard on nearly all Jeep vehicles. No other company matches it. Not Toyota, not Honda, nobody. Have fun out there. Jeep.
For over 45 years, in homes big and small, Harvey has been the name people turn to for durable, maintenance-free windows, doors, and patio rooms. Thanks to well-crafted products from a family that values dependability as much as you. Harvey. We understand what it takes to be part of your home. For a free upgrade to a more energy-efficient window, visit harveyind.com.
I need you. I need you every single day, and I want you. I want you every single way, and I need you. I need you every single day, and I want you. I want you every single way, and it's love, it's love, it's love, it's la 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 la, it's love, it's love, it's love, it's la 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 la, it's love.
KFC Famous Bowls, freshly prepared with our home-style mashed potatoes, layered with sweet corn, all-white meat, crispy chicken, and topped with our signature gravy and 3-cheese blend. Life tastes better with KFC.
Closed captioning provided by Finagle. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or supper, don't settle for average food. Go beyond that. Finagle, go beyond good.
Boston Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, your New England Chevrolet dealers, Foxwoods Resort Casino, Nissan, your New England Toyota dealers, Rico, your New England Dodge dealers, and by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Welcome back to Comerica Park in Detroit. It's Game 2 of this 4-game series between the Red Sox and the Tigers. Nate Robertson is ready to go. as Coco Crisp stands in. And the first pitch of this one is in there for strike one. The starting pitcher is brought to you by Infinity and Nate Robertson on the hill.
Well, he's 1-3 on the season. That first win coming last time out, that was against the New York Yankees. 5 2/3 in that game. Did give up 4 earned runs. The Red Sox in their career have had very good success against Robinson. 2-4 lifetime with a 6.46, and they've already beat him once this season. Very similar. In that ball game at Fenway, 5 1/3, 8 hits and 4 earned runs.
Strike three. Crisp is out to begin the night as Robertson strikes out the Red Sox leadoff hitter. Let's check out the rest of the Red Sox starting 9 tonight. We've seen Crisp, he's in center. Dustin Pedroia batting second tonight at second base. David Ortiz, the DH. Manny Ramirez in left field. Mike Lowell at third base. Kevin Youkilis at first base. J.D. Drew in right bat seventh with Kevin Cash doing the catching. And Julio Lugo rounds out the starting 9 for the Red Sox tonight. He's at shortstop. One away, and Dustin Pedroia shoots one foul down the right field line that will make its way back into the seats.
Mentioned that one game for Robinson against the Red Sox. It was back at Fenway Park. His second start of the season. Made 107 pitches in that game and had 6 strikeouts. He starts this game off with the strikeout against Coco Crisp.
It's turned out to be a beautiful night tonight in Detroit after there was a threat of some rain here late this afternoon. As this one down the right field line, Cabrera running towards the seats, but again back into the seats. But nothing but blue skies above as we begin here tonight. The clouds have dissipated, and very nice night in Detroit. 2 nice nights back to back.
Yeah, back to back. Beautiful nights for baseball and beautiful nights for the fans to be watching these games.
Well, the Red Sox able to win the first game of the series. A 6-3 victory behind Daisuke Matsuzaka got the win. Bonderman the loss last night. And the Red Sox come in having won their last 4 straight. Back to Robertson, is able to make the glove stop and fire to first for out number 2.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Tigers. 11th in the league with 23 errors in 33 games. Brandon Inge gets a start at third base. Renteria the shortstop. Placido Polanco at second, and Miguel Cabrera the first baseman. Left to right, Gary Sheffield, Curtis Granderson, and Maglio Ordonez, and Ivan Bud Rodriguez doing the catching for Robertson.
Umpiring crew, Fielding Culberth has a play tonight. Jim Reynolds at first base, James Hoy at second, and Gary Cederstrom is the umpire at third. 2 down for David Ortiz, who takes ball 1 from Nate Robertson.
Ortiz has had problems in his career against Robinson. Only a 136 batting average.
Overall, he hits at 225. In his 6th home run of the year here last night. 26 runs batted in. We'll look back to last night's home run, 1 of 3 hit by the Red Sox in the ball game. This one off the closer for the Tigers, Todd Jones. And the 6th time Big Papi's gone deep on the years. Last night he returned to the Red Sox lineup after being off on Sunday. In the final game of the homestand, more of that knee stiffness. Takes ball 3, and it's 3-0.
Those runs toward the end of the game, the home run and of course the RBI I had earlier, became very big in that ball game last night as things did tighten up a little bit.
Taking all the way, takes strike 1, and it's 3-1 now to Big Papi. David, like a lot of the Red Sox, swinging a hot bat over the last 5 games. He cranks it foul, and it's a full count now. Red Sox as a team with a 286 batting average. And is second in the majors, only behind Atlanta, but top spot in the American League as far as batting average goes. Ball 4, and a 2-out walk for David Ortiz.
Well, we mentioned last night some of the problems that the starters have been having for the Detroit Tigers. The Robertson's ERA at 6.82. I mean, right down the line, with the exception of Bonderman, they all have very high ERAs. And as I mentioned last night, the fewest quality starts in the American League.
As a result, their team earned run average of 4.98. That is 13th. American League, only Texas with a higher earned run average as a team. And he fouls it off Rodriguez for strike one.
Now, one thing Robertson has been able to do is you look at Manny's numbers, the .315 average, 6 home runs, 23 runs batted in. He has been able to keep Ortiz and Ramirez in check. We told you about David's numbers. Manny only a .214 in his career against Robertson.
Then he's cooled off a little bit at the plate. He is 5 for his last 32 over the last 9 games. That average dropping from .370 to .315 as he fouls it off to the right. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
And he's 6th in the American League with that .315 batting average. Victor Martinez of the Cleveland Indians setting the pace in the AL, hitting at .347. Fly ball out towards left center field. Granderson going to get it, and he runs it down. Back onto the warning track. Red Sox strand a base runner. The Tigers are coming up.
Hey, you gotta hurry in for this Mercury offer. Right now, get big savings on the 29-mile-per-gallon Mercury Milan. For a limited time, lease Milan with no-charge moonroof, 6-disc CD changer, and Sirius satellite radio for $199 a month. You've gotta put Mercury on your list.
I'm almost done.
Can't wait.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
This Friday, go to
She's a wily temptress. They tempt in a wily fashion.
What happens in Vegas. Rated PG-13.
Pepper and some lunch.
Welcome to Chili's.
Introducing Chili's new Bottomless Express Lunch. Dig into our famous house-made chips and salsa. Enjoy our hot, tasty soups like chicken enchilada and choice of Caesar or house salad with unlimited refills. When you're starved for time, it's the perfect meal. Chili's, pepper and some fun.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, have you disinfected the area? Good. Now make a 3-inch incision between the 4th and 5th abdominal muscles.
Shouldn't you be doing this?
It's really straightforward. Listen, I gotta go, Bob. We'll talk to you later.
Making important financial decisions on your own doesn't make much sense either. That's why Edward Jones prefers meeting clients face-to-face. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Ranked highest in investor satisfaction with full-service brokerage firms by J.D. Power & Associates.
Who could that be? Oh, wow. I'm there for you, buddy. That was Brad. He really wants to vent.
We should go.
Ready to vent?
Let's vent.
Let's vent.
Let's vent.
Introducing the vented wide mouth can from Coors Light. It lets in air for a smooth, refreshing pour.
Is he okay?
I think we'll be venting a little longer.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Hey, you gotta hurry in for this Mercury offer. Right now, get big savings on the 26-mile-per-gallon Mercury Mariner. For a limited time, get Mariner with no-charge moonroof, 6-disc CD changer, and Sirius satellite radio at these great rates. You've gotta put Mercury on your list.
Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first inning, and on the mound tonight for the Red Sox is Tim Wakefield.
Wakefield's record stands at 2-1, and that loss coming in his last outing, but pitched pretty good, 7 innings against Toronto. The problem was the Red Sox couldn't score. Ended up losing that game 3-0. He has beat Detroit once this season.
Curtis Granderson leading it off for the Tigers takes ball 1. Granderson with some very good numbers atop the Tigers order. 5 homers, 9 runs batted in, and the batting average up over 300 at .311. Oh, drops in there for a strike, and it's 2-1. We've seen the knuckleball bounce around pretty good for Tim Wakefield as back-to-back starts in which at times it has been uncontrollable. Saw Cash kind of battle it more than he has in the past in that last outing. You never know.
I thought the outing before in Tampa Bay was dancing all over the place inside the dome.
This is outside, full count.
5 walks in the game against Tampa Bay, 4 walks last time out against the Blue Jays.
9 walks and 2 outings for Tim Wakefield, much more than he is used to. But it's nothing when you compare it to what we saw last night.
Don't remind me, Doug. It's so unusual to see a guy walk 8 guys, but yet only give up the 1 run, and the Red Sox win the ball game.
Now you've had a day to think about it. How do you explain it?
I can't explain it. I thought many times, how do you analyze something like that? I mean, here's a guy right now that is 4th in the league in ERA. Opponent's batting average is at 158. So I guess he's walking. He's not giving up any hits.
Anderson down the left field line. Long run for Ramirez, but it's going to make its way foul. Back into the seats.
You know, it's funny. Francona said today that. Why don't you go ahead and give the lineups done? I apologize.
The rest of the Tigers are Granderson at center, Polanco at second base, Guillen the DH, Ordonez in right, Miguel Cabrera at first base, Gary Sheffield in left, Renteria at short, Juan Rodriguez catching, and Brandon Inge at third base. This one is by the mound softly. Lugo throws out Speedy Granderson for the first out.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, who are 4th in the league with 18 errors in 34 games. Mike Lowell at third base, Julio Lugo the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Kevin Youkilis at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Coco Crisp, and J.D. Drew, and Kevin Cash doing the catching.
One down here in the first inning brings up Placido Polanco.
I was talking about what Francona was saying. He was battling a cold and he had the sniffles. Look, I think you could go out there and not walk 8 guys. I really do. Even being ill, I think that you could probably go out there and not walk 8 guys. But you wouldn't win the game because you get some hits too.
There'd be a few hits mixed in, I can assure you. Polanco twisting out of the way. And it's 2-1. The second baseman for the Tigers. A hit here last night, going 1 for 5. He's got a 7-game hitting streak going, and hitting at 406. The center field, Coco Crisp is there, and there's 2 down in the first inning.
I had to laugh because Jim Price, who does the radio for the Tigers, I was speaking to him prior to the ball game, and he was totally miserable about last night's game. Can you believe that? 8 walks, and he says we can't score runs. And how about the length of the game? I said, Jim, let me tell you something. This is the Red Sox. He says, if we get a 3-hour game, you've had a speedy game.
Yeah. 3:35 is every day. There's 2 down for Carlos Guillen. And as far as patience goes, really the Red Sox and Tigers are the new Red Sox and Yankees, because both these teams are pretty patient. And there will be long games when these 2 teams meet.
Now Guillen, a switch hitter, decides to hit left-handed. Now he's not had great success in his career against Wakefield, and when you look at the numbers so far this year, lefties have had more success. 279 as opposed to 237 for right-handers.
One lined into right field, a base hit for Guillen. So the first base run of the night for the Tigers, a 2-out single for Carlos Guillen.
Wakefield with the knuckleball, and Guillen is really down in a sweet spot for a left-handed hitter, about thigh-high, middle in, and the line drive base hit. So switching to the left side, pays off for Guillen.
So 2 down now for Maglio Ordonez, who takes strike 1. Up over 300 as he checks it over with the home plate umpire, Phil Culbreth. 6 homers and 23 runs batted in for Ordonez. Runner goes as Ordonez fouls it off. Guillen not waiting around.
Now 3 steals on the season for Guillen, has not been caught.
Ordonez 0 for 4 in the ball game last night. He was the DH, actually also grounding into a double play as well. Back to playing right field tonight as Wakefield attempts to keep Guillen close at first.
He adjusts his stance a little bit when he's facing Wakefield. It's a different stance than he normally uses, and he's had great success against Wakefield. Kind of more straight up and down.
Outside 2-2 now to Ordonez.
Ordonez at 429 against Tim with a couple of home runs.
Miguel Cabrera waiting on deck with 2 outs here in the Detroit first. The end goes with Ordonez. The swing and a miss. He strikes out to end the inning. First strikeout for Tim Wakefield. Done with 1. No score from Detroit.
You can fly Southwest Airlines nonstop from Philadelphia to all these cities and get really low fares. Fly Southwest Airlines' new nonstop service from Philadelphia to Austin, St. Louis, or San Antonio for just $79 one way. Service starts March 17th.
You are now free to move about the country.
You can settle down. You can fire it up. You can tune it in, but it's still not summer until you bring it out. Introducing Bud Light Lime. It's the superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor. One taste and you'll find the summer state of mind, it's in the lime. Bud Light Lime.
Going behind the net. Jammed up by LaFave. Oates puts it in front. Neely bangs out and hits the post. Scores! Cam Neely on the rebound. Backhanded it in, and the Bruins lead 2-1, set up by Oates and Donato.
Oh, hi, folks. Tom here at Honeydew. I'll bet you didn't know that Honeydew has one of the highest ratings in the U.S. for service. I'll demonstrate that. Melissa?
Hi, Tom.
Yeah. I'll have a large iced coffee, French vanilla, whole milk, exactly 2 1/3 sugars, 2 straws, paper still on, and can you melt the sugar?
Here you go.
Now, that's great service.
Our steak and egg wrap is a 7th inning hit with marinated steak, tasty eggs, and cheddar cheese. Honeydew Donuts. Enjoy the local.
Top half of the second inning as Mike Lowell leads it off for Boston. Takes a pitch down and in from Nate Robertson. No score here in Detroit. As Mike Lowell, Kevin Youkilis, and J.D. Drew featured here in the second inning for the Red Sox. We highlighted Mike Lowell off the top tonight in the open and swinging the bat very well. His first home run of the year, 2 runs batted in. And a 2-run shot here last night.
As I mentioned in the open, Don, you know, sometimes when you have that kind of an injury, you have to get a couple of at-bats, you know, make sure, what am I feeling any pain when I swing the bat? And, you know, so as you don't, then become more confident and comfortable.
4-pitch walk to Lowell to begin things here in the second inning, and let's send it down to Heidi Watney. Heidi?
Well, Don, for a guy who spent his entire life throwing a baseball, this time off has been trying for Curt Schilling, but today he took the first step towards coming back.
It's just awkward, and I haven't thrown. This is the longest I've ever not thrown a ball in my life.
Yeah.
Since I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
So there was, you know, that was, but you know, I was nice to mechanically. I just felt like I right back in the saddle again. So you know, my mechanics felt good, and I thought the ball came out of my hand all right. And again, you know, it's 35, 40 throws. So.
Sure.
I talked to pitching coach John Farrell, and he said Schilling will continue to throw from 60 feet every other day and gradually increase his distance, but he's still a long way from returning to the rotation. Don?
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. Well, it was certainly a surprise, I guess, the other day when we heard that he'd be throwing for the first time, because When we first talked to Kurt during spring training, it seemed like that was going to be a long way off, and really we were looking towards the second half of the season at the earliest that we may see him. Now all of a sudden this is still a long way off, but still encouraging to see him throwing at all at this point.
Yeah, I mean, for him personally, just to be able to get out there and play catch is certainly a positive thing. You know, I mean, this is a baby step in what he's going to have to do from here on out. I mean, he's got a lot of work to do, building up his arm strength, finally throwing, off the mound and throwing batting practice, pitching again. There's a long way to go. This is basically a game and catch today. But for him, it's a major step forward because he hasn't been able to do anything except exercise that shoulder and get it stronger.
Well, the Red Sox certainly choosing that route, and it was kind of interesting, I thought, that Kurt's comments after early disagreeing with what the route was going to be to where it is now, as this is down the line, a fair ball for Youkilis. Over is Sheffield, as heading for third base is Lowell. He'll get there on the double by Kevin Youkilis. The Red Sox have something going here in the second inning.
Well, Youkilis continues to do just about everything right on the baseball field. He gets the slider this time down and in. The topspin ground ball right over the bag at third base by Brandon Inge. And that quickly, the Red Sox have a couple of men in a scoring position. Youkilis now on a 4-game hitting streak. The average starting today at .305.
So second and third, nobody out, and J.D. Drew coming up. Just again thought it was interesting because Kurt, initially did not buy into what the program was going to be. Was kind of clear about that. Then did buy into it. Now admits that he may have been wrong. And the fact is that it is making him stronger. It has worked. He's surprised by how much it has worked and how far along he is at this point.
Well, from the Red Sox point of view, their feeling was that if you go through the rehab process like he has, there's a good chance they can strengthen everything and, he'll be okay. Now, Kurt obviously at the beginning was not buying that. He had another doctor saying that he needed surgery. It's conflicting, really, for a player, and you want to take the right path. So I'm glad to hear that at least he thinks that, for right now, that this is the right path to take, and we'll see in time. I mean, game and catch to me doesn't mean very much. It really doesn't. I mean, you could probably go out in the backyard, play catch with the kids, and say, I threw a ball today, it felt good. I mean, this is just the first step in many, many steps he's going to have to take, and we'll see if he feels the same way a month from now as he does right now about it.
J.D. sends it back up the middle into center field. Lowell from third scores. That's all the Red Sox will get, but they take the 1-0 advantage as J.D. Drew drives in his 16th run of the year, and the Red Sox strike first.
Looks like a breaking ball, a slider here that's down and away, and actually not a bad pitch at all. But J.D. Drew covers the outside part of the plate and slaps it right back up the middle for the base hit. It's a case of hitting a pitcher's pitch. I mean, that's not a bad slider at all, down and away.
So a walk, a double, and now an RBI single. The Red Sox score first. It's first and third, nobody out for Kevin Cash. Cash had a 6-game hitting streak, a career high, come to an end on May 1st, but still hitting very well. .313 overall. No homers and 3 runs batted in. Takes the strike and the count evens at 1-1. So he started every one of Tim Wakefield's starts this year and is 6 for 18 in those starts. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Change up that time from Robertson. He's good. He's a fastball slider change up pitcher. And this time pulling the string with the change up and had the off balance swing from Kevin Cash.
Runs it inside, and the count evens at 2-2. Robertson last time out against the New York Yankees, 5 2/3 through 106 pitches. Was able to grab his first win of the season in his 6th try. To left field for Cash and in for a hit. From third base comes Youkilis as J.D. Drew heads for third. It's a double for Cash, and the Red Sox lead it 2-0.
Well, after throwing him a changeup and really having him off balance, he tries to sneak the fastball by him, and he can't do it. Cash out in front of the fastball and pulls it right down that line. Hands inside the baseball, able to keep it in fair territory. And it looks like there's going to be action already down in the bullpen for the Tigers.
Chuck Hernandez headed out there, the pitching coach, as this has happened fast here in the second inning. We'll see who was up last night, coming up from Double-A. He is warming up first tonight for the Tigers here in the second inning.
Basically, you look at all of Robertson's starts this season. They've all been in that 5-inning range with the exception of one, who went 7 innings against the Angels but took the loss in that game.
So second and third, nobody out. 2 runs already in for the Red Sox. And here's Julio Lugo. Popped up short right. Polanco out, Ordonez in. And Ordonez makes the catch. Took a look towards third, but staying there is Drew. Not deep enough for JD to try it as Ordonez almost all the way back into the infield.
All Drew is trying to do here is draw a throw from Ordonez, and maybe he'll throw it away, but Maglio's going to have none of it. He knows JD's not going to try to score, so he just kind of flips it back into the infield.
So that's the first out here in the top half of the second inning. Second and third now with 1 away. And it's second time through the Red Sox order for Nate Robertson. Rocco Crisp struck out looking his first time up. Only strikeout so far for the Tigers left-hander. On the ground left side. Renteria will go to first, and the Red Sox will pick up their 3rd run of the night.
Now this early in the ball game with 2 men in scoring position, Jimmy Leland elects to play the infield back, and all Coco's got to do is hit a ground ball to one of those middle infielders. He does to shortstop, and in comes the run. So Chris picks up his 6th RBI of the season.
Here's Dustin Pedroia, grounded one back, and Nate Robertson in the first inning. Pedroia with a 4-game hitting streak coming into tonight's action. And a hit here last night, going 1 for 5. On the ground left side, Brandon Inge. Pedroia is gone, but the Red Sox scored 3 times in the top of the second. It's 3-0 Boston.
You're about to meet your match at your New England Ford dealer. Right now, Ford will match your down payment up to $1,000 on any new Focus, Fusion, Escape, Edge, or F-150. With up to $2,000 customer cash, your down payment plus Ford's $1,000 match, you've got up to $4,000 toward your down payment. Or get 0% financing plus up to $1,500 cash back on a new car, truck, SUV, or crossover. Drive one today at your New England Ford dealer.
When you're on the go, you need a one-handed snack with a two-handed taste. Wendy's new Chicken Go Wraps, each just $1.49. They're not strips like some other wraps. They're made with only tender center-cut chicken breast. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
NESN.com.
There's something you should know about the Harvard Pilgrim card. This card gives you choices. Choices of who cares for you, choices of opinions, and choices of locations. Not our locations, your locations. And not our doctors, but your doctors. Because you want to see your doctor, not your health plans.
Now you see me? Now you don't. Now you see me.
No, you don't. What you are seeing is how much farther, wider, and better you'll see with Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania. Because the next time you see me, I may not be alone. See farther, see wider, see better. Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Bottom of the second inning. The Red Sox on top 3-0. And Tim Wakefield back to throwing strikes. Strike one to Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera, Sheffield, and Renteria to face Wakefield here in the second. On the ground to third, Mike Lowell. Well, there's one down.
Moms, here's a chance to be celebrated in true Red Sox Nation style at Mother's Day Walk in the Park. This free event begins this Sunday at Fenway Park from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You'll have a chance to circle the warning track, check out the bullpens and dugout, and meet Red Sox alumni and Wally the Green Monster. You can also treat yourself to a special Mother's Day brunch at Game On Lansdowne Street. For more information, visit redsox.com.
Sounds like a fun way to spend Mother's Day. We've had the Father's Day walk for a number of years, so that'll be a lot of fun. One down here in the second inning for Gary Sheffield. Sheffield dribbling it down the first baseline, and Wakefield disposing of him for out number 2. It's been a real struggle for Gary Sheffield.
It really has, you know, and they've kind of given in a little bit to Sheffield. He wanted to be the outfielder. He didn't like DH, and they promised him he'd probably play, 4 games a week in the outfield. So they better start seeing some offensive results from him.
Inning at 183 coming into tonight's action. And the second straight night in which his demands have been met. He played last night in left field, back out there again tonight for Jim Leland. This is on the ground off the bat of Renteria. Pedroia throws him out. It's a nifty 1-2-3 inning for Tim Wakefield on 5 pitches. 3-0 Boston.
I will raise you 4 cheese puffs. $20. Whoa. Cheese puffs are 5? I thought they were 1.
No, man, cheese puffs are 5. They're always 5.
Well, then what are the ones?
The pretzels are the ones. I thought pretzels were snacks. Oh, what? Come on, man, there are no snacks.
Well, and what have I been eating?
The 10s, George. You've been eating the 10s.
There's a better place to play. Foxwoods Resort Casino, home of the only poker room in New England. Check out the action at foxwoods.com.
Take me out to see Bob's team. Commander sofa and love seat. 4 built-in recliners, $9.99. And if you love leather, the Lido's just fine. Go online and track your delivery. No more waiting and wasting your time. It's a real, clean, sweet, take your pick, just $9.99.
It's a grand slam.
KFC Famous Bowls, freshly prepared with our home-style mashed potatoes, layered with sweet corn, all-white meat, crispy chicken, and topped with our signature gravy and 3-cheese blend. Life tastes better with KFC.
Press the way I like it.
Want to steal? Major League Baseball 2K8. Rated everyone. I said 2K. K.
Hi, folks. Tom here at Honeydew. I'll bet you didn't know that Honeydew has one of the highest ratings in the U.S. for service. I'll demonstrate. Melissa?
Hi, Tom.
Yeah. I'll have a large iced coffee, French vanilla, whole milk, exactly 2 1/3 sugars, 2 straws, paper still on, and can you melt the sugar?
Here you go.
Now, that's great service.
Our steak and egg wrap is a 7th inning hit with marinated steak, tasty eggs, and cheddar cheese. Honeydew Donuts. Enjoy the local flavor.
Covidien is a proud sponsor of the Boston Red Sox and the Red Sox Foundation, helping to raise money for life-saving cancer research.
Third inning back at Comerica Park in Detroit. And David Ortiz with a big swing and a miss. Red Sox on top 3-0. As Nate Robertson walked the first batter that he faced in the second inning, then the double by Youkilis, an RBI single for Drew, an RBI double for Cash, and then on a ground out by Coco Crisp, the Red Sox picked up their 3rd run of the night. Ortiz does not go around, so it's Gary Cedarstrom. And it's a ball and a strike, now to Big Papi. David walked his first time up. And take strike two, 1-2. Manny Ramirez and then Mike Lowell bat here in the top half of the third inning. With a shift on, it's Renteria on the right side of the infield, who throws out Ortiz for out number one.
Tonight after Sports Desk, the original NESN Entertainment Series Red Sox Memories continues with an all-new episode centered around the great rookies and great characters to play for the Sox over the years. Guys we know as Pap, Spaceman, Oil Can, Pudge, Nomar, and more. Don't miss Red Sox Memories coming up tonight after Sports Desk.
One down, four in a row, retired by Nate Robertson. And here's Manny Ramirez, who hit one out towards the left center field wall last time up. And as Terry Francona called this outfield, it's cavernous. And able to run it down was Granderson out there in left center on Ramirez on the warning track for the final out of the first inning. Foul backing out of play. Even the count of 1-1.
Well, Don, if there ever was a night the Red Sox could use a nice comfortable lead, would be this game tonight, because I don't believe either Okajima or Papelbon would be available in the Red Sox end of the game program. I asked Francona about that. He said, I'm just going to have to try somehow to piece it together as I get there.
Both working in back-to-back games. Manny with a swing and a miss. Well, the pitch ends up in the dirt. And it's a ball and 2 strikes. Some big outs last night for Okajima. Last 2 days. Manny lines it into left field for a base hit. Well, the Red Sox collecting their 4th hit off Nate Robertson. It's a 1-out single for Ramirez.
Once again, Robertson tries to get a fastball by a Red Sox hitter inside. He couldn't do it to Kevin Cash, and he can't do it to Manny Ramirez.
One thing, talking to some of the people that cover the Tigers, that the velocity has been down for Nate Robertson.
Yeah, you know, I was just going to say that, Don. You know, we've had him topped out at like 89 miles an hour, and I remember him a couple of years ago touching 92, 93.
One out, one on. Lowell walked and scored his first time up and led off the second inning. Ball 2, 2-1. And the Red Sox with the victory last night better their record to 21-13. They've won 4 in a row. And trying to get back to 500 tonight on the road. They come in at 7-8.
Rogers, Verlander there in the Tiger dugout.
Robertson's going to try to get the lead runner. They do in Ramirez. And the tapper back to the mound. Lowell reaches on a fielder's choice, 2 down.
I believe it might have been a changeup this time. That Lowell gets right toward the end of the bat. And that little tap back to the mound. Robertson not rushing it, just getting the force out at second base. He knew he had no chance to get a double play.
So 2 down, Lowell at first, and Euclid, who doubled his first time up, takes strike 1 from Nate Robertson. The 50th pitch of the night for Robertson misses up and away. And it's 1-1. He's 30 years of age, born in Wichita, Kansas, resides in Canton, Michigan now. He came over from the Florida Marlins in a trade in 2003. Most wins he's had in a season is 13. That was back in 2006 when he won 13, but he lost 13. And last year finished under 500 at 9 and 13 in his 5th season with the Tigers. Nicholas rolls it foul, and it's 2-2.
I'm back to the hotel last night, and I turned on Baseball Tonight. It was very late. It was already after the news was done by the time we got back, and I saw Rising Yen just snap.
Wow.
I mean, he just snapped again about how it's a Cubs city, and it was like it was a word, and then there was a bleep, a word, a bleep, a word, a bleep, all through the thing.
There was more bleeps than words by the end of it.
It was.
But he went after everybody. The Cubs, the White Sox fans, which is never a good thing if you're a manager of that team or any team. It'll be interesting to see how the fans react. Never boring. To right field, down the line. Ordonez headed over. It's in for a hit for Youkilis as Lowell heads for third base. Youkilis to second with a double. And it's second and third now with 2 down.
Now that's the thing what Youkilis has been doing all season long. I mean, he's been using the whole ballpark. I mean, we saw him pull the ball right down the third base line first time up. Now everything's away from him in this at bat. So what does he do? Just flips it into right field for the double. Every pitch in that at bat was away from Youkilis on our Amica Insurance Pit Zone.
So 2 down, Lowell at third base, Youkilis at second, and here's J.D. Drew. A single to drive in a run in the second inning. Red Sox off to the fast start tonight on top 3-0. Now looking for more as Robertson misses down and into Drew. With the victory last night, the Red Sox able to snap a 3-game losing streak here at Comerica Park. As last year they were swept by the Tigers in their only visit here. First win since June 4th of 2006. Drew's down 1-2. Lowell at third base. Youkilis at second base. 2 down. Two and two. Strike 3. Drew knew it. The Red Sox ran 2 in scoring position but lead it 3-0.
What if there were a car that could combine the fuel efficiency of a compact and the versatility of an SUV with the weather-taming performance of all-wheel drive and vehicle stability control? Now, there is the all-new 2009 Toyota Matrix S, radically redesigned with a major boost in performance. The all-new 2009 Matrix S, now with available all-wheel drive. See it at your New England Toyota dealer now.
Now you see me? Now you don't. Now you see me. Now you don't. What you are seeing is how much farther, wider, and better you'll see with Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania. Because the next time you see me, I may not be alone. See farther, see wider, see better. Silver Star Ultra headlights from Sylvania.
Don't miss a beat all afternoon. Introducing new oven-toasted flatbread sandwiches and personal pizzas. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
Buy a flatbread or pizza the day after the Red Sox win and get a free 16-ounce iced coffee or tea.
Last half of the third inning, back in Detroit, 3-0. The Red Sox on top, out hitting the Tigers 5-1. As Ivan Rodriguez leads it off and takes strike one from Tim Wakefield. Wakefield had a quick 1-2-3 second inning, retiring the Tigers on just 5 pitches. Rodriguez, who has been batting near the bottom of the Tigers order, saw the batting average hitting at .241 coming into tonight's action. They followed by Brandon Inge and Curtis Granderson. Tigers starting the night 14-19. They're in last place in the American League Central. That's the bad news. The good news, only 3.5 games. The difference between the top team in the AL Central, the Minnesota Twins, and the last team, and the Tigers, as they are tightly bunched up. The center field, Coco Crisp over to grab it for out number 1.
Well, NESN.com is all new. Visit us today to see our new look, enhanced features that give fans a new voice online and new content, including Leading Off, a game day feature that gives you the first word. Updated every afternoon, Leading Off will bring you the lineups, pitching matchups, historical facts, and more on that night's Red Sox game. Just visit the NESN.com today, the new NESN.com today, I should say.
Well, you were back on there again last night. Did you find anything new?
You know what I did last night? I went to your bio. I did. They have a couple of new pictures of you, and very nice, very nice.
You didn't find anything new in that bio, did you? I mean, you pretty much knew all of it.
I didn't realize he was such a star. I had no idea that you had won so many awards. I really didn't. Well, congratulations. And
thank you.
I also went to Heidi's bio. That's on there right now. What else did I look at on there? There was something right on the front page. It's like loading, and it goes around and around.
Yeah, you have a lot of different choices. You just
I
pick one.
Yeah. Let's see. I checked out TC's bio. I still haven't got to all the bios yet, but I wanted to, get baseball people, and then I'm going to start getting into the hockey people. And I don't want to do everything at once. Went to the NESN store.
Brandon Inge with a swing and a miss. Did you buy a bobble desk?
It's still on there. So are the same shirts. That's the only, that hasn't changed very much. The NESN store is basically pretty much the same.
Well, when you find a classic like the bobble desk, there's no reason to change anything. And you can get yours at NESNstore.com.
Actually, it's very nice. It's a nice site. Check it out. I mean, it's easy to navigate. And if you want to read about Don's wonderful career in broadcasting, go to NESN.com.
Plenty of video and, of course, sound from after the games in case you did, for some reason. It's unimaginable. But in case you did miss the post-game show for any particular reason, all the sound is on there as well. Terry's take. And
Jeff's bio's on there, too.
Jeff's bio's on there. I didn't know that.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff.
Pitch is strike, and the count 1-1 to Curtis Granderson. Granderson grounded out to short first time up, as Wakefield has retired 6 batters in a row. On the first base line, it is a foul ball.
I'd have to say, honestly, after looking at the bios of yourself, myself, and Heidi, I think that her pitch is probably the best.
Oh, I would say that's
without
safe
question.
assumption. Yeah.
I had to go a couple of times back and forth, but I think that there's no question her pitch is the best. It's amazing. My hair's gotten darker since they took the picture for that bio.
It's amazing. You've gone the other way. It's one of those incredible, rare.
Genetic freak. That might have dick luck.
I don't get it.
Dick luck.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing.
I got a lot of websites to check out every day.
Since you've found this computer, it has opened up a whole new door for you.
I think I'm addicted. Yeah, I really do. Like, I can't walk by it without checking an email.
I was just going to say that. Can you go 10 minutes without checking your email to make sure?
Yeah, I can go 10 minutes.
In the air to right field as J.D. Drew makes his way over towards the line, camped underneath. It's a 1-2-3 third for Wakefield and a 3-0 Red Sox lead.
The coverage.
Get the sports news that matters most from the people who know it best. Nesson Sports Desk. From the field to the locker room.
If it happens in New England sports, it happens on Nesson Sports Desk.
In-depth coverage that goes beyond the scores, right into your home. Tune in to Nesson Sports Desk, presented by FW Web tonight, following Red Sox coverage on the next Globe 10.0.
Bob Ryan is back for Wednesday's Globe 10.0. Charlie Pierce is his co-host, and they'll give you thoughts on Game 1 of the Celtics-Cavaliers series.
Globe 10.0, tomorrow at 5:30, only on Nesson.
In Red Sox Nation, there's only one way to prepare for the game. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show on Nesson. 1 hour before every Sox game. Because it's more than just the game.
It's pregame.
Tomorrow, the Sox head to Comerica Park for another shot at the Tigers. It's the third of a 4-game series in Detroit. When it comes down to talent, the Sox have got it all. The Tigers have potential, but who has what it takes? Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Tigers. Pre-game coverage begins at 6, only on Nesson.
It's fun, exciting, and only here for a short time. Introducing the lottery's limited edition World Series Red Sox ticket. You can win up to $10 million instantly. There are also 20 instant prizes, each worth $1 million. Plus, you can win great Red Sox World Series memorabilia. Get yours today at Fenway Park, your local lottery agent, masslottery.com.
3-0 Red Sox on top as we head to the top half of the fourth inning. Kevin Cash has already contributed with an RBI double. He shoots one foul and finds himself down 0-2. And to left center, a base hit for Cash. And Kevin Cash 2 for 2 on the night.
Well, a double in the first inning. Now he gets the slider from Robertson and takes the slider right back up the middle for the base hit. So Cash average starting the game over 300, 313, already 2 for 2 in this one.
Cash at first, Julio Lugo stands in. Always kind of amazed me, and I guess Cash does the same. Mirabelli, who would not play, of course, except for when catching Tim Wakefield. That's a long time to sit and then all of a sudden have your timing back at the plate. Looks like Cash done a nice job of that as well.
Yeah, you really have 4 days off between your at-bats. And I can imagine how difficult it's going to be for a guy like Cash, who really has to focus so hard on catching Tim Wakefield. I mean, that's a tough chore in itself, and then have to go up there and try to get a base hit after not hitting for 4 days. Lugo
takes ball 3, and Robertson falling behind 3-0. Will go fly to right first time up. There's a strike over the outside corner, 3-1. Coco Crisp waiting on deck. Red Sox bat here in the top half of the fourth inning. The bunt bid with inch deep at third base. Lugo will reach on the bunt single. And up to second base goes Kevin Cash.
For a guy that bunts, it's a good time to do it. It's a 3-1 count. You know you're going to get a fastball, and also the third baseman is deep. He doesn't expect you to bunt 3-1. And this one is perfectly executed down that third base line. Very thick grass here at Comerica, and no chance at all for Brandon Inge.
The Red Sox have had base runners all night. And it's first and second with nobody out here in the top half of the fourth inning. Coco Crisp 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out. He is bunting. Robertson spins and goes to first base as Crisp moves the runners along. A sacrifice. One away, second and third now.
The Red Sox trying to build up that early lead and build on it right now. They already have the 3-0 lead. Crisp sacrificing all the way. Generally that ball goes to third base. He goes to first, but there's still no other play for Robinson except to get him at first base. So the Red Sox playing some small baseball here in the fourth inning.
Now Dustin Pedroia, who was 0 for 2. He's grounded back to the mound and grounded out to the third baseman Brandon Inge as he takes strike one. Now 1 for 7 in this series against the Tigers. Pedroia comes into the game hitting at .310, hitting at .346 against left-handed pitching. Of course, the Red Sox dealing with a left-hander tonight and Nate Robertson.
Also leads the league in hits with 44.
Ball 2 and it's 2-1. Freddy Dols back up as he was an inning ago. Nate Robertson already up to 71 pitches, but moreover he's been ineffective as the Red Sox scored 3 times in the second. Well, Pedroia down the third baseline. Inge has got a very good arm off balance with an easy toss to get Pedroia. And more importantly, the base runner is unable to advance.
Do you want to become a part of an exclusive Red Sox fan team? Buy a ring raffle ticket for your chance to join a lucky group of 9 who will win a genuine 2007 World Series ring. The Ultimate Fan Team even has a 10th man, the winner of a special edition Red Sox Volvo C30. Tickets are just $10 and make great gifts. Purchase tickets at Fenway Park and other locations. For more information, visit redsox.com/ring-raffle.
Well, David Ortiz with 26 RBIs on the season has a chance to cash in for some more, but instead chops to Cabrera at first and Robertson there for the out. Red Sox strand 2 in scoring position, 3-0 after 3.5.
Everything okay, Carl?
I'm winning, right?
Yeah, but the other drivers think Aflac sponsorship's giving you an advantage.
Well, if you're sick and you can't work, Aflac pays cash fast to help keep you in the race.
I know, but they see it a little differently. I taught him that.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Sometimes you get a championship ring for being the best, and sometimes a checking account. Premier Checking from Sovereign. It's one of the best checking accounts on the planet with preferred rates on CDs and home equity loans. Plus over 2,300 Sovereign ATMs, including at most CVS pharmacy locations. Premier Checking, one more way Sovereign works harder for you because you deserve the best.
Nice to see you.
Nice, huh? Did it myself. Check out the detail in the stitching.
Oh, yeah, that's some quality work, pal.
Can you turn on the radio when I get jacked up for the game, bro?
You got it, pal.
Today's bat day. First 30,000 fans into the ballpark receive a free souvenir mini baseball bat.
What? I need a hat.
We'll go to Olympia. There's one right around the corner.
Yeah, good idea.
The best brands, the lowest prices, the greatest service. Get it at Olympia Sports.
Much better. Better safe than sorry.
Get it at Olympia Sports.
I am your idea. I gotta fly. I gotta move. I'm out of the box and in the network. In the zone and on your mind. Don't stop me now. Give me Rico. Rico's always ready to move me. Send me. Here, there, everywhere. This is how we go. Let's go. Rico.
Bottom of the fourth inning, and Placido Polanco leads it off for the Tigers. 3-0. Red Sox on top. They're out hitting the Tigers 7-1. And the Red Sox certainly have had their chances as they have stranded 6 men through the first 4. As Polanco takes a strike, 1-1. He lined out to the center fielder Coco Crisp in the first inning. Tim Wakefield with 2 strikeouts tonight. Has not walked anybody, and that is a big thing lately for Red Sox pitching. Red Sox are now first in the majors with 147 walks after issuing 10 last night between Craig Hansen and Daisuke Matsuzaka. Line to the backhand at third to Mike Lowell for out number 1.
Wakefield falling behind the count, so he stays with a fastball against Polanco, and Polanco hits it right to Mike Lowell at third base. Backhanded play before it hits the dirt.
So 1 down here in the fourth inning, and it brings up Carlos Guillen, who is not playing defensively tonight. He's the DH. And he has the only hit so far tonight for the Tigers. Drops in there for strike 1. 1-1 again. Wakefield in his last outing, 7-inning effort, took the loss against Toronto. Wakefield has not had a victory since he beat the Texas Rangers back on April 20th. Again to center field, Coco Crisp started back, now comes in and takes care of out number 2. It's time now to check out our Aflac trivia question, and the question tonight: who has won the most Gold Gloves under Jim Leyland? And the answer for you a little bit later.
Well, let's see. He's been in Pittsburgh. He's been in Florida. He's been here. Well, I got to guess, and I'd have to say he's a catcher. Would I be right or wrong?
Wrong. I was a little surprised by the answer too. Not a catcher though. I'll share it with you.
Ah, he is on his staff though. That's interesting. I'd never guessed that.
Nope. Me either. This is rip foul down the third base line, and it's 0-2. Down by Gene Lamont. It is not Gene Lamont. Our friend and former third base coach under Jimmy Williams. Third base coach here for Jim Leyland. There's Gene. Breaking ball, and Ordonez takes it high for a ball, and it's 1-2. Now it's this guy. Andy Van Slyke, 5 of them, 88 through 92. All of his were one under Leland as Ordonez strikes out. Third K for Tim Wakefield in order. So the Tigers 3-0 Boston.
When you're ready for fun, Southwest Airlines has your fare. Fly to lots of fun places nationwide for as low as $59 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Pepper and some lunch.
Welcome to Chili's.
Introducing Chili's new Bottomless Express Lunch. Dig into our famous house-made chips and salsa. Enjoy our hot, tasty soups like chicken enchilada and choice of Caesar or house salad with unlimited refills. When you're starved for time, it's the perfect meal. Chili's, pepper and some fun.
It's rated one of the 50 best universities in the world.
Its students are
The doctors, lawyers, theatrists.
inventors of tomorrow.
Its graduates are the inventors of today.
Its academic programs win national acclaim.
It produces ideas that touch lives.
Ideas that drive the economy.
It's something to be proud of.
It's something to be proud of.
It's something to be part of.
It's the University of Massachusetts.
You learn something new every day.
What happens in Vegas?
Greatest day of my life!
The first big comedy of the summer.
This is my boss.
I'm Richard Banger.
Your name is Dick Banger. Dick Banger? You have just provided us with jokes for the whole weekend.
What happens in Vegas? Rated PG-13. Friday.
Top half of the fifth back in Detroit. It's Manny Ramirez who leads it off. Robertson back on the mound for the Tigers. And he 1 for 2 tonight. As one of the 7 Boston hits. Robertson has yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. Red Sox have had at least one base runner on in every inning. And we'll have another. This one off the glove, it appeared, to Brandon Inge. We got a piece of it. Manny will stop as he rounded first base and is on for the second time tonight.
That's a ball that 9 out of 10 times I think Brandon Inge makes a play on, but for some reason it just tipped off his glove and Manny picks up his second base hit. Almost like he lost it right at the end, and it certainly looked that way.
He jumped, and I'm not sure he needed to jump either, as he was sort of on the way down when it kicked off the glove.
The ball might have been hooking on him.
It's a hit for Manny. And his second hit in the night, he's 2 for 3. Mike Lowell has walked and reached on a fielder's choice. Take strike 1, 1-1.
Now you had more information on that trivia question, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I had lots more. You may have thought it might be Barry Bonds.
That came across my mind too, yeah.
He won 3 in Pittsburgh for Leland, 90 through 92, but then he went on to win 5 without Leland in San Francisco. You know, I think that's one thing too. You forget how good Barry Bonds was as an outfielder. At least I do anyway. I mean, you think about all the offense, and when we saw him, he wasn't that spectacular. Of course, just a couple of years ago in the Red Sox in Interleague.
I mean, since that time, he's had tons of knee problems. And, of course, when we saw him in Interleague play, all he was concerned about was hitting home runs.
Right.
But, yes, you're exactly right. When he was a younger player, he was a great outfielder.
Total of 8. And then Ivan Rodriguez, 1-2 under Leland, 06 and 07. At first base, nobody out. And the 2-2. In the dirt, full count. Youclus waiting on deck. Red Sox batting in the top half of the fifth. 80 pitches on the night for Nate Robertson. To right field, Maglio Ordonez makes the catch for out number 1. Let's check back in with Heidi Watney. Heidi?
Well, Don, now it's time for tonight's leading off segment presented by Firestone. It was certainly a big night from Mike Lowell last night. He singled, doubled, and hit his first home run of the season in the win. Today's momentous for him as well. His biography, Deep Drive, hit bookstores this morning, and the Sox third baseman shared his reasons for sharing his story before the game.
I think the thing that sticks out most is, the cancer I went through. And when you talk about that, I think everyone in one way or the other has been affected by cancer, either personally or someone they know. So I think that's an aspect that a lot of people can relate to. And, I hope it's a pretty good story.
Well, it certainly is a very good story. And Mike Lowell, we've come to know over the last couple years with the Red Sox, back with the Red Sox, of course, signing a new 3-year deal. We look forward to reading that, as certainly Mike's story has been a great one over the years.
Now Robertson has been busy on the mound. That throw a little bit errant to second base, and that really is the difference. Polanco could not turn it over because he had to go to that shortstop side of the bag.
2 down, Youkilis at first base. J.D. Drew taking strike 1. I don't know about you, but I got a lot of reading ahead of me between Terry Francona's book, Michael Hawley wrote, and Tony Maserati's book, which is out. I mean, there's tons of Red Sox reading to be done right now. So a chop foul, and it's 0-2.
That's what happens when you win championships. There's a lot of people that want to write books about championship teams and players. And
in the dirt, knocked down by Ivan Rodriguez, and it's 1-2.
The book I'd like to read, if he ever writes it, is Manny's.
That would be very interesting.
I would like to read that book.
Drew strikes out, fooled and upset with himself. Second strikeout for Robertson. 3-0 Boston.
What if there were a car that could combine the fuel efficiency of a compact and the versatility of an SUV with the weather-taming performance of all-wheel drive and vehicle stability control? Now, there is the all-new 2009 Toyota Matrix S, radically redesigned with a major boost in performance. The all-new 2009 Matrix S, now with available all-wheel drive. See it at your New England Toyota dealer now.
I'm so sorry. When I'm not busy with work, I'm busy with something else. So of course I make a lot of calls. Take a flight in the morning. But with Comcast, I don't give my phone bill a second thought.
I know you're not going to believe this, but once again, I lost.
Plus I can check my voicemail online, which is great. And I get all kinds of features to keep me in touch. Or not.
Get unlimited calling from home and great features too with Comcast Digital Voice. Just $29.99 per month for 6 months. It's Comcastic.
I have a husband and I have 4 boys. We like to describe our house as a happy chaos. Let's get moving. Breakfasts are crazy. We have 1 vegetarian and one of our kids has type 1 diabetes. So we have quite a variety of needs. I generally have a list in my brain and a list in my hand. I don't want to drive to 5 different stores. I go to Stop and Shop because I don't have to go anywhere else. To go in the grocery store and watch the prices go down, it's really nice. My name is Sarah Christie, and Stop and Shop works for me.
A wad of cash?
Quick, give it to your car insurance company.
Well, why would I do that?
Consider it a gift or a tip.
No, I think I'm gonna keep the money. Thank you.
Only if you're a AAA member.
Yeah, I am a AAA member.
Oh, all right. AAA members can save big time on their car insurance.
Just for being a member?
Call AAA Insurance, the best place to save money on your car insurance.
At 5:30, the Globe 10.0 tackled today's hottest 10 topics, but they saved an extra point for Ruz. Would you trade the big 3 for LeBron James? Stay tuned for Sports Desk tonight after Red Sox coverage. You hear Tom Caron and Chris Gasper take on the extra point and catch an all-new Globe 10.0 with Bob Ryan and Charlie Pierce tomorrow at 5:30.
No.
Now, the big three. You're talking about Bird, McHale, and Parrish. I'd make that trade right now.
No.
Or are we talking about Garnett, Pierce, and Allen? What are we talking about?
I think that's what we're talking about, and I would say no.
No, of course not. You wouldn't make that trade. But I would trade Bird, McHale, and Parrish.
Cabrera to center field, and Coco Crisp makes the catch for out number 1.
You know, Don, you've been ill for quite some time. You know, it's been on and off, and I think allergies a lot of it. And I was talking to a doctor today, a friend of mine who lives down in Florida, and he brought up an interesting point. Have you ever had your tonsils removed?
I have never had my tonsils removed, no.
Might be something you want to consider.
Yeah. I have a lot of allergies, and that could very well be part of it.
And I know it's been going on for a long time, about a month now.
Yeah.
And sometimes, have you had your tonsils checked?
No, I don't have them checked all that often. Now, have you had your tonsils out for any?
No, they're long. They're long.
Yeah.
They were going a long time. See, but they used to whip them out all the time when you were young.
Yeah.
It's like it was almost automatic for a kid. You know, whip out his tonsils. He doesn't need them.
I'm kind of fond of my tonsils, though. I like them. They've been with me for quite a while.
But the good thing about getting your tonsils out, you get to eat popsicles. A lot of popsicles after that because it feels soothing going down.
Ice cream too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a rip foul back into the seats. Ten in a row retired by Tim Wakefield as he has the first out here of the 5th. Ahead of Sheffield 1-2. Strikes him out. 4th strikeout for Wakefield. 2 down.
Well, it's hard to tell, you know, condition-wise. I mean, generally in domes, Wakefield has a very good knuckleball. The last time he was in a dome, it was almost impossible to control. I mean, he's very much in control tonight with a knuckleball. Nice, clean effort between Wakefield and Kevin Cash.
2 down for Edgar Renteria. Renteria grounded out to second base first time up. Tough night last night defensively. A couple of miscues as the strike is in there. 1-1. The pitching line is brought to you by Nissan. 4 1/3 deep for actually 4 2/3 deep for Wakefield, who's thrown 63 pitches. Just the one hit, only Carlos Guillen's hit. And he's allowed so far tonight. Up the middle, Lugo gets up quickly and throws out his counterpart, Edgar Renteria. Nice play by Lugo. Down in order go the Tigers. It's 3-0 Boston.
The Bob team comes to the plate. It's a hit. The 8-piece Louis bedroom, just $9.99. Batter up. Another hit. The Brook bedroom, 8 pieces, only $9.99. Here's the pitch. Bases loaded. The Bryant bedroom, you guessed it, complete, only $9.99. Bob's batting cleanup. Grand slam. Grandview bedroom, only $9.99. The Bob's team wins again. 4 bedrooms, 4 styles, your choice, $9.99.
A real clean sweep.
Enter the ring raffle today, and you could snag an actual 2007 World Series ring. How's that sound for a souvenir?
My bank is in my supermarket, and my coffee shop is in my bookstore.
My camera, my calendar, and my music are all on my phone. And my phone is in my pocket.
Things are better when you put them together.
That's why both my auto and home insurance are with Amica.
Call Amica now. You could save over $250 when you have both your auto and home policies with us.
I got it together. I've got it together.
I've got it together. At Amica. Amica. It's not just how you're covered, it's how you're treated.
I will raise you 4 cheese puffs.
$20.
Whoa. Cheese puffs are 5? I thought they were 1.
No, man, cheese puffs are 5. They're always 5.
Well, then what are the ones?
The pretzels are the ones.
I thought pretzels were snacks.
Oh, what? Come on, man. There are no snacks.
Well, what have I been eating?
The 10s, George. You've been eating the 10s.
There's a better place to play. Foxwoods Resort Casino, home of the only poker room in New England. Check out the action at foxwoods.com.
Top half of the 6th inning as the Red Sox lead it 3-0. Kevin Cash knocked down by Renteria. Cash will reach for his 3rd hit of the ball game. He is 3 for 3. Renteria kind of rolling that wrist in that attempt.
Yeah, it looks like in the dive for Renteria as he tried to knock that ball down or actually make a play on it, rolled his wrist over the glove hand. Kevin Cash with a double and now 2 singles.
Red Sox with 9 hits. It's his 2nd 3-hit performance of the year. And here's Julio Lugo. Lugo was fly to right and had an infield hit. A bunt single as he steps back out. Key matchup brought to you by Honda. And very good numbers against Robertson for Lugo, including a home run. You see Lugo backing out quite a bit. And it seemed like Field and Culberth may have said something on the last back out that time by Lugo.
And Lugo stared him down on that last pitch. He didn't think it was a strike.
Outside 1-1.
Take a look at the Meeker Insurance pitch zone, and last pitch just missing down and away, outside corner changeup that time from Robertson.
Lugo down the right field line towards the line and foul.
FW Webb is proud to be the official supplier of plumbing, heating, and cooling supplies to the Boston Red Sox. To learn more about how FW Webb can help you, contact your local professional contractor or visit fwweb.com. FW Webb, we've got it.
4 times in 6 innings, the Red Sox have had the lead runner on, and only once so far tonight it's led to a run. It was in the 2nd inning when Lowell walked to begin that inning. It started the 3-run rally. See what happens this time with Cash aboard at first base, nobody out.
Yeah, Red Sox had that 2nd and 3rd and 1 out in the 4th inning and couldn't score.
They had 2nd and 3rd in the 3rd inning also and could not score. Lugo taking strike 3, and he will think it over before making his walk back to the dugout. Not pleased with Field and Culberth.
On a couple of pitches and not at bat. One a changeup that was away, and now this fastball that he thinks is low. From that angle, looks like it is just above the knees. So I would put that into the category of very unpleasant at bat for Julio Lugo, with fielding Culberth behind the plate.
Coco Crispo for 2 with a sacrifice tonight after striking out and grounding out. Up down the sacrifice bunt in the 4th inning. It should not work out for the Red Sox, as it turned out Cash and Lugo were left in scoring position. Cash held on by Cabrera with 1 out.
Well, you certainly didn't think that Robertson would get this deep in the ball game. He had big time trouble early, 3 runs. The Red Sox have had him on the ropes a couple of times, but here he is, still in the game in the 6th inning.
Outside 2-1. Yeah, 59 pitches through 3. Red Sox had gotten to him for 3 runs in the 2nd. He was starting to do some more in the 3rd when he was able to strike out J.D. Drew to end the 3rd. So One out here in the 6th inning. And behind Crisp, 2-1. On the ground, a double play ball to Detriot. A second for one, and even with Crisp running, they turn it. 6-4-3 ends the inning. 5.5 done. 3-0 Boston.
Introducing Bud Light Lime. The superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
Hi, Ronnie's phone here. Ronnie's not going to answer because he's a dillweed. See, Ronnie doesn't have AT&T, so he's basically got 0 bars in this dump. So although you've called like 30 times about Motorhead tickets tonight, he's not calling you back.
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places.
The ace of spades.
Welcome to Lowe's. How can I help you today?
Just a sec.
Okay. We need lots of flowers. Well, let's get started.
Welcome back spring at Lowe's with our huge selection of your area's plants and flowers, all with our 1-year plant guarantee. Lowe's, let's build something together.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Picture quality the experts call stunning. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Get Fios TV, internet, and phone and get our free movie package until 2009. This is Fios. This is big.
Introducing Bud Light Lime. The superior drinkability of Bud Light with a splash of 100% natural lime flavor.
Red Sox fans, remember, if you need medical care while at Fenway, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox and Red Sox Nation. Well, that's what would it be, a poodle? What is that around my backside? Is that like a... I don't know.
3-0. The Red Sox on top as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Ravon Rodriguez, Brandon Inge, and Curtis Granderson here in the 6th. A pop-up sending Lugo out, Ramirez in, and Manny calls off Lugo to make the catch.
Now the breeze tonight has shifted. Last night it was blowing out here, and tonight it's blowing in from left field. A little bit cooler tonight than last night, but still very pleasant here in Detroit.
"13 in a row retired by Wakefield. Brandon Inge by the mound, but right at Pedroia. Kind of a double pump, 2 up, 2 down, and let's check in now with Tom Caron back in Boston. TC?
Yeah, thank you very much, Don. Our New England Toyota dealer game break. That's a Robinson Cano single, but the Yankees breaks open a 2-2 tie in the 4th inning. Yankees leading this one over Cleveland. It's 3-2 right now. Andy Pettit on the mound. He's given up 2 runs in 4 innings.
All right, TC, thanks very much. Well, yeah, the Yankees playing better baseball. They've won 3 in a row. Here it is, 3-0. Red Sox on top with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And Curtis Granderson batting. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flied out.
I see where they've sent Ian Kennedy back to the minor leagues, and Philip Hughes, of course, on a disabled list. So they're 2 young starters early in the season, no longer with the ball club. Whereas Lester and Buchholz, obviously, in the Red Sox rotation. So early advantage to Boston at that. We talk so much about the end of the rotation. Philip Hughes, I believe, has a cracked rib. If I read that correctly, that could be a long time.
Well, the Yankees, as far as pitching goes, a 4.36 earned run average. They are 10th in the American League. That one just missing. There's been a few where Wakefield's kind of peered in a little bit longer. He's got a full count now.
Yeah, you can always tell when Wake's not happy with a call or questioning a call. He just kind of stares in to the home plate umpire. Doesn't say much.
Swing and a miss. He's happy with this result. Picks up his 5th K. He's retired 15 in a row. 3-0 Boston.
To relive the passion, we must remember the past. As Nesson celebrates 25 years, experience the history with Red Sox Memories, a 5-part series that takes you back to the most unforgettable moments of all time. Watch it all unfold. The best postseason stories, unique characters, and incredible rookies, and the crowning of the ultimate Red Sox team. Red Sox Memories. Tonight, it's characters and rookies, only on Nesson. It's the ultimate Red Sox show for the ultimate Red Sox fan. Join Hazel May as she counts down the 9 must-see stories each week from Red Sox Nation. Plus, one-on-one with Sox players, special features, and highlights. Nesson's ultimate Red Sox show is the ultimate way to keep up on all things Red Sox. Nesson's ultimate Red Sox show with Hazel May. Sundays, only on Nesson.
Do not adjust your set, folks. We are crazy here, Michelle. Now I remember how fun this is. This thing is addictive, this thing called fitness. I want to tell people how nice the bass are. Ambassador Charlie Moore. I don't catch small fish. I catch big fish. Catching some fish.
He's known as the Mad Fisherman. Charlie Moore Outdoors, the greatest show on H2O. Sunday nights at 8 on Nesson.
Top half of the 7th, 3-0. Red Sox on top as Dustin Pedroia leads it off. More Nate Robertson as he returns to the mound. Pedroia's had a tough time against him. 0 for 3. 3 ground outs tonight. And the strike over the outside corner. It's 0-2.
Last 2 times he's got Pedroia on changeups, and he's got him to pull him down to third base.
Longest Robertson has worked in a game is 7 innings. He did that against the Angels in a 4-3 loss. His season high is 107 pitches. Actually came in a 5 1/3 inning effort against the Red Sox back on April 10th. A 12-6 loss. Freddy Dols is now up for the 3rd time as Pedroia ducks back out of the way. Ortiz, then Ramirez as the Red Sox bat in the top half of the 7th. A pop up to right for Maglio Ordonez, who handles out number 1.
Where can you score the best Red Sox gear in town? Check out BostonGlobeStore.com. The Boston Globe Store has everything for the diehard fan, like autographed memorabilia, Red Sox photos, World Series souvenirs, and more. Shop online, shop anytime, shop BostonGlobeStore.com.
One down for David Ortiz. David takes strike 1. He walked in the 1st inning and grounded out in the 3rd and grounded out in the 4th inning. David now 3 for 24 in his career against Robertson as he takes a pitch for a ball. 1-1. A strike over the outside corner. Tel Ortiz not particularly pleased with that call.
Well, let's see what the Amica pit zone says about it. Very close.
David fouls it off, gets a big piece of Ivan Rodriguez. And Wakefield, who's been extremely good, has retired the last 15 straight and given up only 1 hit in 6 innings tonight. Ortiz going the other way and missing by not a lot. Foul.
Fastball's going to be down and away, too close to take for David Ortiz. It was a strike, and he slaps it foul to the opposite field. It has been a battle for David Ortiz, as Don mentioned, against Robertson throughout his career.
Well, he's been, as it turns out, David Ortiz's biggest nemesis. It's his lowest batting average against any active pitcher in the majors, with at least 20 plate appearances. 3 for 24 against him. There's a new high now for Robertson in pitches thrown. And Ortiz to deep right. Nemesis no more as Nate Robertson for David Ortiz. His 7th home run of the year puts the Red Sox on top 4-0.
Well, it has to feel good for David Ortiz, battling a guy that has given him all kind of problems. He finally gets a fastball middle in, and he absolutely crushes this ball. So the numbers now starting to pile up for David Ortiz. Watch the location of this, right down the heart of the plate. And Jimmy Leland makes his way to the mound to go finally to the bullpen.
So the Red Sox lead it 4-0. That's a night for Robertson. We step aside with the pitching change from Comerica Park in Detroit.
When you're ready for fun, Southwest Airlines has your fare. Fly to lots of fun places nationwide for as low as $59 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Get ready. This is the Subaru Dealers of New England Spring Sales Event. Get ready for adventure in the world's first sport utility wagon, the all-wheel drive Subaru Outback with a powerful boxer engine for improved handling and control. Right now, get $1,500 cash back, plus 0% financing.
What makes a Subaru a Subaru?
Ready for spring. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Don't miss the Subaru Spring Sales Event going on now.
Coming up after the game, it's WB Mason's Extra Innings with Tom Karen, Dennis Eckersley, and Heidi Watney. You'll get all the reaction from tonight's game. 2 of this series, including Terry's take from the manager's office, plus Echo breakdown. Tim Wakefield starts tonight against the Tigers. It's all coming up right after the game, live on NESN.
Well, the Red Sox with a 4-0 advantage now, thanks to the home run by Ortiz. Robertson done after 6 1/3. Giving up 10 hits and 4 runs. Is called the bullpen. Is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Major League debut for Freddy Dols.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year. He started out at Single-A Lakeland. Then he was moved up to Double-A Erie and just recently recalled on Sunday to the big leagues. As Don mentioned, he's been up 3 times tonight and finally gets a chance to make his Major League debut.
He's pitched an entire game in the bullpen tonight.
Well, maybe got some of the nerves out down there.
And Manny Ramirez will be the first guy that he faces in the majors. Ortiz has gone deep for the 7th time this year. And the Red Sox on top 4-0. Manny has 2 hits tonight. Both singles, 2 for 3. Ramirez, the deep center, sending Granderson back, and it'll be gone. That one carrying just up over the 420 marker. The Red Sox go back to back. An auspicious beginning to the Major League career for Freddy Dols, whose first pitch is taken out of the yard, and it's number 497 for Manny Ramirez.
I got to tell you, that surprised me. I didn't think that ball was going to carry that far, especially with the breeze blowing in. A nice, easy swing by Ramirez on a breaking ball. Looked like a slider from Dols on the very first pitch, and straightaway center field. Manny didn't think it was going when he hit it because he was running hard down that line, but it's up over the 420.
Wow. I didn't think it had a chance at all.
No, with the way he swung at that ball was so easy and so smooth. And with the breeze blowing in, I didn't think there's any way. And I don't think Manny thought it was going either.
And it went a long way. Up over the 420 marker. A 5-0 Red Sox lead. Mike Lowell bats. He's 0 for 2 tonight as he jumps back out of the way.
One more look at that swing by Ramirez, and he's sprinting down to first base because he's thinking maybe double or triple. And then he sees it go out, and he can slow up. Now he's 3 short of number 500.
Right field. Ordonez on the hooking liner takes care of out number 2.
I guess I hate to say it, but welcome to the big leagues. The first guy you face is Manny Ramirez. First pitch, a breaking ball, and Manny goes deep to straightaway center field.
Youkilis, who has 2 doubles tonight. He's 2 for 3 in the game. He scored a run. Red Sox tacking on 2 here as they go back to back. Ortiz and Ramirez. Outside ball 3-0.
Dols is going to have to fix his shirt as it has come out of his pants, and it's going to come out again because he didn't really stuff it in that far.
No, he didn't do a very good job. In there for the strike, and it's 3-1. Down low, and Youkilis works the 2-out walk against Dols. 4th time that Youkilis has been on tonight is Chuck Hernandez. Looks out at his young right-hander, Freddy Dols. With 2 down in the 7th inning, Youkilis at first base and J.D. Drew coming up. After singling to center field in the 2nd inning, kind of a frustrating night against Nate Robertson, striking out in the 3rd and then again in the 5th inning. Tossing outside, 1-1. The attendance tonight, 38,564. See game 2 of this 4-game series, 38,564. A good number of fans in the standing room sections as well as Drew takes strike 2. Out there last night and back out there tonight. Not a bad vantage point. You look in from right center and left center. Strike 3. Drew struck out for the 3rd time tonight. Back-to-back go Ortiz and Ramirez. It's 5-0 Red Sox. Time now for a Sports Desk Update with Catherine Tappan.
Thank you, Don. Hi, everybody. Coming up tonight, the Garden will play host to Game 1 between the Celtics and the Cavs. Can the Big Three put a stop to King LeBron? Find out tonight on Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling team. We'll get you back to Comerica Park after this short break.
Olympia Sports is proud to support the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston. Visit any Olympia Sports location today and donate what you can so that children's world-class doctors can provide advanced treatments for kids who need your help.
When you have two good teams, who wins comes down to who wants it more. Same goes for banking. That's why nobody will take better care of you or do more to earn your business than the people at Sovereign. It's that simple. Because at Sovereign, we want you to be the winner.
Open a FlexLock home equity line now while rates are at historic lows. Another way that Sovereign does more to earn your business.
Be careful, Jimmy.
I'm fine, Mom.
I'm bored. Can you hear me now?
Good, because we're going to need 2 rooms with king-sized beds and a spa treatment for my wife.
We test our network every day.
Spa treatment, honey.
So you get America's most reliable network, Verizon Wireless. This Mother's Day, get Mom a Venus, or for just $99, get her a pink pearl.
NESN.com.
Tomorrow night at 6, join Tom Caron, Dennis Eckersley, and Heidi Watney for Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show. They'll preview Clay Buchholz starting Game 3 of this series here in Detroit. He's won 2 of his last 3 outings, plus Eck weighs in on John Smoltz's return to the bullpen, and Heidi will check in with assistant GM Jed Hoyer. It's all tomorrow night at 6 on NESN.
Well, it's on to the bottom of the 7th inning with the Red Sox on top 5-0, 16 in a row. Retired by Tim Wakefield, who's given up only 1 hit. That was back in the 1st inning. As the strike drops in there, it's 1-1 to Placido Polanco, who leads it off here in the bottom of the 7th.
Wakefield's used his fastball quite a bit tonight in this game. When he's fallen behind in counts, it seems like more times than not he has gone to that fastball. Wake thought he had that knuckleball, even though it got by Kevin Cash.
Falls behind 3-1 to Polanco, who's hit the ball hard twice, lining to center field and then lining out to the 3rd baseman Mike Lowell.
Fastball again.
Popped up. Youkilis in the foul ground. 1 down.
5 strikeouts on the night for Tim Wakefield. And again, mixing up his pitches very well in this game. Strikeout on a knuckleball to Adonis. A knuckleball that acts like a slider that time. Once again, the knuckleball to Adonis. Harry Sheffield and now Curtis Granderson on a fastball. So 4 on a knuckleball and 1 on a fastball tonight for Wakefield.
Thrown 80 pitches and has retired 17 batters in a row. Carlos Guillen, who's got the only hit against him tonight, is also flied out to center field, 1 for 2 on the night. On the ground, right side, Pedroia bobbles it, goes back to get it. The throw not in time.
Well, a very rare error there by Pedroia. Usually when he gets his glove to it, he makes the play. Has to go a couple of steps to his left. The ball just looks like it bounces up and gets him in the heel of the glove. And by the time he scrambles, Guillen hustling will beat it down the line.
Now Ordonez, after the first pitch, after striking out twice tonight, was not going to wait around. And Lugo makes the catch as he calls off Pedroia, 2 down.
Yeah, you know, Ordonez, who had great numbers coming into this game against Wakefield, looked feeble in his swings tonight against him.
So Wakefield not letting the error mess with his psyche at all as he goes right back to work, gets Ordonez on 1 pitch. There's 2 down, Guillen at first, and here's Cabrera.
This is just what the doctor ordered for Terry Francona. Get a lead, 5 runs on the board, have a starter go late and deep into the game, especially when you don't have the 2 guys at the end of the game that you rely on.
Fly ball to left field. Manny Ramirez went back, now comes in to make the running catch. And a tough read on that. The error by Guillen's not costly as we played 7-5-0 Boston.
When you're ready for fun, Southwest Airlines has your fare. Fly to lots of fun places nationwide for as low as $59 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
You can do it! One more.
And people think we take it easy between games.
Like you, Dustin, at Sullivan Tire, we know training is important. Whether it be for tires or factory schedule maintenance, come into Sullivan Tire.
And that's why we're always here to get you there.
Bluetooth hands-free link, MP3 connectivity, ELS surround sound. All the luxuries of the modern world. To go, the Acura TL. Acura. Advance.
Take advantage of attractive lease rates on 2008 Acura models for well-qualified customers.
Okay, I admit it. I like to look good, but I'm not a small guy. I wear between a 42 and a 44-inch waist. Not easy sizes to find at a regular store. Then I found Casual Male XL.
Shop Casual Male XL, now with sizes starting at a 42-inch waist. Call 866-THINK-XL for a free catalog and get $20 off your first order.
Finally, thanks to Casual Male XL, I'm looking good, and I feel great.
Casual Male XL, life's better when it fits.
Tonight after our Red Sox coverage, stay with Nesson for Sports Desk with Catherine Tappan, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bass Centers. You'll get a full recap of Game 1 of the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals between the Celtics and the Cavs, plus find out what Patriots quarterback Tom Brady is doing in New York. All the details are coming up on Sports Desk tonight after our Red Sox coverage on Nesson.
Kevin Cash leads it off here in the top half of the 8th. Red Sox on top 5-0, out hitting the Tigers 11-1. And Cash has been part of that as he has 3 hits tonight, 3 at bats, and is leading off for the 3rd time tonight. Fan club of 1. I don't know about that depiction, Jerry.
I think I think your cheeks don't look that big.
No. How about the hair, though? I mean, I have thick flowing hair.
It's a
and
caricature.
Yeah.
What do they call it? A caricature.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to look a little different than what you look. Lopez again throwing in the bullpen. He was in the game last night.
Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt. The count 2-2. Dols giving up a home run to Manny Ramirez. First batter he faces in the majors. Calm down to get the last 2 outs of the 7th. Now ground ball at Polanco. 1 down in the 8th. And the first time that Cash has been retired tonight. Here's Julio Lugo. 1 for 3 at a bunt single back in the 4th inning. The starter tonight on the hook for the Tigers, who went 6 1/3, giving up 10 hits and 4 runs. Walked 2, struck out 4. Nate Robertson coming into tonight's action at 1 3. Last batter he faced was David Ortiz, who took him deep. Some young Tigers fans, not a lot to cheer about so far tonight.
That kid was acting like the pitcher. He was trying to do what the pitcher's doing, making the pitch when the pitcher made the pitch. It's ready, and there it goes. Like he turns it over a little bit. Two-seamer.
He's trying to get a ground ball. Go 94 miles per hour, back it out of the way, almost bent into that pitch. 3-1. Loco Crisp on deck, 1 out in the 8th. Up and away, ball 4 to Lugo. So number 9 man working the walk. Second walk given up by Dols.
Following the game tonight, it's Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra with Tom Caron, Dennis Eckersley, and Heidi Watney. You'll hear all the reaction from the Red Sox clubhouse after game 2 of this series. Plus a look ahead to tomorrow night's game as Clay Buchholz goes for his 3rd win of the year against Armando Galarraga. It's all coming up after the game live on NESN.
Chuck Hernandez on the phone to the bullpen as Dols has walked his 2nd batter. 1 out walk to Julio Lugo, and here's Coco Crisp.
How old is Dols?
25.
25. I thought he was much younger than that.
From San Pedro de Macorís, the Dominican Republic. Been in their system since 2003. Signed as a non-drafted free agent.
He just looks very, very uncomfortable out in the mound at this particular time, and Rodriguez, sensing that, tries to calm down a pitcher making his major league debut.
Dombrowski, the general manager of these Tigers, certainly so many expectations with the team that he put together during the offseason. Pop up, sending Brandon Inge into foul ground. And there's 2 down in the 8th. You have to say, based on what has happened so far here in Detroit, that it's been a disappointment at this juncture of the season. Yeah, especially where their pitching is considered. They certainly had much higher hopes for their starting rotation the way that has gone. Two down, Lugo at first, and Dustin Pedroia is 0 for 4. Three groundouts and a fly out. He's also committed an error tonight at second base defensively. Broke up a string of 17 in a row retired by Tim Wakefield, but Wakefield then got 2 quick outs. Ordonez and Cabrera. Now Pedroia to left, Sheffield back to make the catch shy of the warning track to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-0 Boston.
You know your job and how to get it done. You know what your truck can do better than the rest. And you know if a truck doesn't have what it takes you all of a minute to figure it out. Tundra, Motor Trend's 2008 Truck of the Year. The Toyota Tundra, winning over some very tough customers. Ask someone you know who drives one.
Kelly, it's Daddy. Boop. Hey, Pumpkin, it's Dad's phone. He can't answer right now because he doesn't have AT&T, which means he gets 0 bars up here on this ridge. So, that text message about you spending the night at Steffi's, Johnny Knocker here won't get that. And come Monday, you're going to be the girl with a crazy father who no one wants to date. Kelly! Sorry, Pumpkin.
For the best coverage, switch to AT&T. More bars in more places.
Kelly Moore!
Hey, Skip, need you in the wheelhouse.
Tenacious grip, no matter the conditions. Firehawk tires with Unity technology, only from Firestone.
We worked on Sam Adams Light for over 2 years. The whole brewing staff was dedicated.
Sam Adams Light doesn't look, smell, or taste like other light beers.
Yeah. To win in Germany is a pretty good accomplishment. I'm proud that I was involved in it.
KFC Famous Bowls, freshly prepared with our home-style mashed potatoes, layered with sweet corn, all-white meat, crispy chicken, and topped with our signature gravy and 3-cheese blend. Life tastes better with KFC.
Last half of the 8th inning, back in Detroit, 5-0. Red Sox on top. Tim Wakefield giving up 1 hit through the first 7 innings. And having to deal with Gary Sheffield, Edgar Renteria, and Ivan Rodriguez in the bottom of the 8th. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. 482 home runs for Gary Sheffield, who's had kind of a slow start to this season. Does have 2 home runs. As he takes the strike from Wakefield.
Another fastball from Wakefield, and again he's got that 5-0 lead. He falls behind and he comes back with the fastball to get a strike.
Sheffield looking back, down 1-2. Action in the bullpen for the first time tonight. Manny Del Carmen and Javier Lopez. Strike 3 call. Sheffield's not going to like that one either. Didn't like strike 2, did not like strike 3, and he'll take with him the 6th strikeout of the night for Tim Wakefield.
Well, quite frankly, the Tigers have not liked anything tonight from Tim Wakefield. I mean, he has made this game look very easy. Is that the curveball? That might have been the curveball from Wakefield. We're seeing a lot of fastballs, curveballs, mixing his pitches up tonight. And this Tiger offense has been just stuffed.
Edgar Renteria is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. A strike to Renteria. Longest outing of the year for Wakefield is 8 innings. He did that in his win against Texas back on the 20th. As high as 113. Actually did that in a no decision at Tampa Bay.
Another curveball. I think tonight we may have seen more fastballs and curveballs from him than we have in most of his starts this year.
Shallow right center. Crisp will make the grab for out number 2. He's retired 21 of the last 22 batters. He's got 2 outs in the 8th. And it brings up Ivan Rodriguez. Rodriguez is line to center, fly to left. Strike 1. It was cooled off here a little bit tonight.
Yeah, the breeze is picked up and blowing in from left field.
Now Rodriguez to right field. This will get in for a hit. Back by the 330 markers. He heads for second base. Drew digs it out. And it's a 2-out double for Rodriguez. The first base hit for the Tigers since the first inning comes with 2 outs in the 8th.
It's been a long time between cheers for Detroit hitters tonight. Knuckleball from Wakefield. It breaks away from Rodriguez, but he takes it to the opposite field. As Don mentioned, only the second hit of the night for the Tigers.
Now Brandon Inge, who from the number 9 spot tonight for Detroit, has struck out swinging and grounded out to second base. 0 for 2. The rally caps are on, down by 5 runs. 1 hopper to Lowell. Wakefield through the 8th. 5-0 Boston.
My perception of Ford has always been trucks. They are going to let me drive the Ford Edge.
We knew that people who don't drive a Ford would be surprised by Ford. So we went from town to town and friend to friend, inviting them to drive one.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. It's a hot-looking car. I've actually really enjoyed the sync system.
Calling husband.
How are you doing? I don't have to use my hands at all. Love that. After test driving it for a week, I'm a believer.
Get an Edge with $1,000 cash, plus we'll match your down payment up to $1,000, or get 0% with $1,000 cash.
What makes a classic something that you really love, but it's passed on from generation to generation?
My mama's Pomodoro sauce. It's as great today as it was 100 years ago. And I love that sauce, Johnny, especially on chicken parmigiana. Breast of chicken with fresh homemade breadcrumbs and melted mozzarella cheese.
I love it on my favorite Italian classic, lasagna. Layers of fresh pasta, meat sauce, Romano, and mozzarella cheese.
I can have that every week, every other day. That's a classic.
It's not just the sun you should care about. It's your sunscreen. SPF measures UVB rays, not UVA rays. Rays that can cause skin damage, skin aging, and even skin cancer. That's why Neutrogena created Ultra Sheer with Helioplex. It provides the highest combined UVA and UVB protection. Get the best in sun protection. Ultra Sheer with Helioplex. Exclusively from Neutrogena. No wonder Neutrogena sunblock is recommended most by dermatologists.
Sometimes you get a championship ring for being the best, and sometimes a checking account. Premier Checking from Sovereign. It's one of the best checking accounts on the planet with preferred rates on CDs and home equity loans. Plus over 2,300 Sovereign ATMs, including at most CVS pharmacy locations. Premier Checking, one more way Sovereign works harder for you because you deserve the best.
Nice to see you.
Back in Detroit with this game summary is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Red Sox went back-to-back with home runs in the 7th. First, David Ortiz, who's had a bunch of trouble with Nate Robertson in the past, not so much anymore. And then Freddy Dols' Major League debut, the very next batter. Manny Ramirez takes him out to center field over the 420 marker to up the Red Sox lead 5-0. The pitching has been incredible tonight for Tim Wakefield. Through the first 8, he's given up just 2 hits, and at one point had retired 17 batters in a row. Now it's Ortiz to lead it off against Aquilino Lopez.
Second appearance of the series. He worked last night. We mentioned his control. Only 1 walk in 20 in the 3rd innings. He has struck out 15. The 3rd appearance he's made overall against the Red Sox this season.
The shift on for Ortiz. Goes the other way, breaks his bat. Sheffield in from left field, takes care of out number 1. Well, it appears Tim Wakefield is done tonight, as he went the first 8 innings, and a bit of a surprise there, really, Jerry. I think at this stage of the game, he's just kind of cruising.
That's really been a rocking chair performance for Tim Wakefield, but Francona convincing Wakefield that that's it for the night. And what a performance that was. I mean, boy, they needed that big time with the condition of the bullpen. They did get 5 runs for him, but I mean, it was almost like the Tigers were not out there tonight. That's what he made it look like.
Oh, 1 hit by Guillen in the first inning, and then they didn't have another base runner until the 7th, when it was Guillen who reached on the error committed by Pedroia. And a double by Rodriguez in the 8th, and that's it. After all the walks last night, none tonight for Tim Wakefield in 8 innings. Saw Timlin warming in the pen. Apparently he'll be on for the bottom of the 9th inning. Is with 1 out, Manny Ramirez has a count of 1-1. On the ground right side, Polanco. Pitcher will have to cover, and does. As the first baseman Cabrera had drifted over towards second base, the pitcher Lopez noticed, and Manny's out number 2. There's Timlin. So 2 outs, and Mike Lowell coming up. Terry Francona was asked before the ballgame about Julian Tavares, who, quite frankly, Tito said he's got to get him in a game some way, somehow. It's been a while, and the only time he was used for a third of an inning and just has not pitched. It's kind of a catch-22 thing, though. You don't want to bring him in a night to get him work and then need him long range the next day. Well, you have to keep him fresh, and he's certainly not that right now.
No, it's been few and far between for Julian Tavares, and really there's only one guy in the team that can probably do that, and that is Julian Tavares. But it comes to a point where you got to get out there and face live hitting.
Mike Lowell looking for his first hit of the night. Did walk and score in the second. Rips it foul back into the seats. Well, if you're the Tigers, you're looking forward to hitting against somebody else in the bottom of the 9th inning after this performance.
I agree. I mean, I've been on sides where you've had those kind of nights, and you are so happy to see that starter leave the game.
Lowell strikes out, fooled on the pitch. Lopez with a good inning of relief. Tigers coming up. Red Sox on top 5-0.
You can fly Southwest Airlines nonstop from Philadelphia to all these cities and get really low fares. Fly Southwest Airlines' new nonstop service from Philadelphia to Austin, St. Louis, or San Antonio for just $79 one way. Service starts March 17th.
You are now free to move about the country.
For every romantic moment, there's a way it can be interrupted.
Emergency home repair.
A surprise visit home from college.
Unexpected guests. But guys with ED can relax because there's Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile dysfunction tablet clinically proven to both go to work fast in as little as 30 minutes for some men and work up to 36 hours. No other ED tablet can do both.
Sure, Cialis can work fast, but having up to 36 hours is a great option.
And with Cialis, I can respond to her only when we're finally ready.
Tell your doctor about your medical condition and all medications, and ask if you're healthy enough for sexual activity. Don't take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as this may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Don't drink alcohol in excess with Cialis. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help if you experience an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease in hearing or vision, stop taking Cialis and call your doctor right away.
Why ask your doctor about Cialis? Because when the moment is right, you can be ready.
I need you. I need you every single day, and I want you. I want you every single way, and I need It's la 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 la, it's love.
Boston Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by New England Ford dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, New England Lincoln Mercury dealers, Applebee's, Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, Subaru Outback, and by Southwest Airlines. I'd like to say your New England Lincoln Mercury dealers again, just to make sure they get it, because they didn't get it the first time. 5-0, the Red Sox are on top as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The new pitcher for Boston is Mike Timlin.
Timlin's 11th appearance of the season, only 6 1/3 innings, 14 hits allowed, and 9 earned runs. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. His last outing coming against Toronto. That was on the 1st of the month, a third of an inning in that ball game.
Defensive change that we have seen twice now in 2 nights. Jacoby Ellsbury in left field for Boston. Manny Ramirez's night is done. And it's time for the bottom of the 9th. The top of the Tigers order, Curtis Granderson, was 0 for 3 tonight against Tim Wakefield. The numbers for Wakefield: 8 innings, 2 hits, no runs, did not walk anybody, struck out 6, and threw 98 pitches, under 100 pitches tonight. In the right field, a base hit for Granderson.
Well, I think we're both surprised that Wakefield was taken out under the 100 pitches and nothing close to being in trouble. Not even a tough inning for Wakefield in this game tonight. Tito's trying to get the attention of Youkilis and put him behind first base with the 5-run lead. And now Youkilis trying to get Timlin's attention to let him know he's back there.
This Placido Polanco is 0 for 3 in the game. He's lined out twice, fouled out. Pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Could this be a spot for Timlin where you're trying to get him something in here? You got a good sized lead, a chance for him to work with the 5-0 advantage.
Well, yes, but I also think when you have a pitcher that's got under 100 pitches and just blowing through the lineup, why not finish it?
Chance to give your bullpen a night off. This one is grounded foul.
As rested as some of these guys may be, there is going to be a stretch. It always happens where you're going to have to get in a performance like Wakefield tonight.
This one fouled back to the backstop. 0-2. This appearance tonight, Mike Timlin now tied for 8th all-time in appearances. As he talks it over with Cash, leadoff single for Granderson. Oh, 0-2 the count to Placido Polanco. Fouls it off himself.
Got his rally cap on and sound looks like he's listening also to the radio.
Talking to himself. He's in the midst of a meeting with himself. 0-2 the count to Polanco. The back's out. The Tigers trying to get something done here against Timlin when they couldn't all night against Wakefield. On the ground towards the shortstop, Lugo. He'll touch second, fire to first. The double play and 2 big outs.
Well, there was a traffic jam at second base as everybody heading in that direction. Lugo, Pedroia in the base runner, Granderson It's Lugo that's going to take it all away. Steps on the bag. Pedroia gets out of the way. And they complete the 6 unassisted double play. Is that how you score it? 6-3?
I just go 6-3 DP.
Okay. That's what it'll be then.
Yeah, technically it should be you're right. But I don't rule it that way. 2 down for Guillen, who's 1 for 3. One of only 2 hits given up by Wakefield tonight. It came in the first. Ravon Rodriguez the other. His double in the 8th. A strike, and it's 1-1. Tomorrow, Clay Buchholz scheduled to go up against Armando Galarraga,
who's pitching very well for the Tigers. Probably the best of any of their starters.
He's 2-1 with a 1.88. Buchholz 2-2, 3.71. And Beckett and Verlander in the final game of the series on Thursday night, where the Red Sox caravan will head to Minnesota. Fly ball to left field. Jacoby Ellsbury just into the game. Makes the catch as the Red Sox take the first 2 of this 4-game series. And an incredible night for Tim Wakefield. 8 innings, 2 hits, and no runs. Timlin finishes it off. Red Sox shut out the Detroit Tigers. WB Mason's extra innings is right around the corner, so stay with us. Jerry and I will be back here in Detroit right after this.
Closed captioning for Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work.
The Globe was always in my house. My father and I used to sit on his bed every Sunday and read through the Sunday paper.
Get Boston's Sunday Globe home delivery, just $1.75 per week for 12 weeks.
The Globe helps me feel like I'm a part of Boston.
My favorite section to read in the Boston Globe is definitely the sports section.
Keeps you in the forefront of what's happening politically.
I use the Boston Globe to plan my weekends.
There's a life to the city. There's a vivacity reflected in the Boston Globe.
It's like a good book that you can't put down.
You're going to find out what's really going on.
Call 1-800-467-4455 and you'll get local coverage of news, people, sports, and events.
I like the Globe South. I know what's going on in my neck of the woods.
I can have a different flavor of the different towns.
North Shore,
South Shore,
Cambridge,
the South End. To make a plan, I wouldn't live anywhere else.
Call 1-800-467-4455 for Sunday home delivery and get 12 weeks for $175 per week, a 50% savings.
It's the best feeling in the world on a Sunday morning to wake up and know that the Globe is right outside my door.
It's just one dish, but so much goes into every one we make. Bertucci's, what's not to love? Introducing our new lobster and shrimp with spaghetti, served in a tomato cream sauce with a hint of garlic and basil.
Tomorrow, the Sox head to Comerica Park for another shot at the Tigers. It's the 3rd of a 4-game series in Detroit. When it comes down to talent, the Sox have got it all. The Tigers have potential, but who has what it takes? Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Tigers. Pregame coverage begins at 6, only on NESN.
Red Sox win at 5-0. The play of the game is brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino. What a night for Tim Wakefield. He just made this look very easy tonight. 6 strikeouts, no walks, only gave up a couple of hits in the ball game. And really the Tigers had no chance against Wakefield, just what the doctor ordered, a long, late performance by Wakefield.
So the Red Sox blank the Tigers 5-0 in Game 2 of the series. For Jerry Remy and Heidi Watney, I'm Don Orsillo saying good night from Detroit. Visit thenewnesson.com. New England Sports live online. This has been a presentation of NESN, New England's most watched sports network. Time now for Tom Cairn at the NESN HD Television Center. TC.
All right, Don, thanks very much. Tim Wakefield steps in, gives the Red Sox exactly what they need. 8 innings of shutout baseball. Mike Timlin, in the 9th after Tim Wakefield. So Tim and Timlin get the job done. A shutout for the Red Sox. They have now won 5 in a row after a 5-0 victory. Dennis Eckersley and I break it all down for you WB Mason's Extra Innings begins right now. Tim Wakefield's best performance of 2008. 8 innings of shutout baseball. He didn't walk a batter, and he struck out 6. The only surprise is that he didn't come out for the 9th inning. And how about a little back-to-back homer action? David Ortiz sends Robertson packing, and Dulce's first major league pitch is gone. 2 pitches, 2 home runs, and a 5-0 victory. The Red Sox with their 5-game winning streak have taken the first 2 in Detroit. Welcome into our SNHD Television Center, everyone. WB Mason's Extra Innings on the air. I'm Tom Carey. He's Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley, and I said in the pregame show, waiting for Tim Wakefield to get on one of his patented tears. That's a nice way to start if this is it.
I mean, this is a great game. The way the pattern of all these games over the past, I don't know what it is. I mean, so many long games, base on balls. To see a game like this is just awesome. You know, at Wakefield, when he's on, he can neutralize anybody. This is a Detroit team that's supposed to be the best team offensively in the league, not with Wakefield on the mound throwing the ball the way he can.
This says everything you need to know about Tim Wakefield. Last time out, walked 4, didn't strike out anyone. This time, doesn't walk anybody, strikes out 6. And throwing the same knuckleball, but this time around, it danced a little better, and the Tigers were unable to hit it. You take a look at his last 5, 8 or more shutout inning performances tonight against the Tigers. Went on that tear last year of 3 consecutive starts without giving up a run. A couple of 7-inning performances and an 8-inning performance on August 13th was one of them. In May of 2006, in June of 2005, and in July of 1997, he went to shutout. Hard to believe 1997 was his last shutout with the Red Sox. Had a chance to come out. They didn't give him the chance as he hadn't thrown 100 pitches, but they brought out Mike Timlin for the ninth.
That's why it's not hard to believe. I mean, this day and age, it's hard to throw a shutout. If Wakefield can't throw a shutout, you know, in this game, 5-0 game, he hasn't even thrown 100 pitches. I mean, if he can't get the ball in the 9th inning, who cares about shutouts and complete games, because it's meaningless nowadays.
6 shutouts in his career. 3 came with Pittsburgh way back. He had 1 in 95 his first year with the Red Sox, 2 more in 1997. But you could see from the very start, he gave up a base hit to Guillen in the first inning, and then retired the next 17 batters in a row. You could see they were going to have a tough time getting anything going against a knuckleball tonight.
Yeah, he got a 3-run lead going into the 2nd inning and had this easy 2nd inning. And it's disheartening for a team to go down 3-0, and all of a sudden the next inning they come back out and they hit 3 really weak, talk about weak ground balls. Sheffield back to the pitcher, and then you'll see, I think, a ground ball to second by Renteria. I mean, 3 weak ground balls, and you're thinking, oh my God, this guy has got our number. And if we score any more runs, if Red Sox score any more runs, which I thought they would off of Robertson, you know, they had a chance to blow this game out. Next thing you know, it was the 7th inning, still 3-0.
Yeah, it's remarkable that Robertson was able to pitch into the 7th inning. A couple of times it looked like they had him on the ropes and were going to be able to knock him out. And so he kept his team in the game until that Ortiz home run, and Wakefield just kept mowing him down. As we said, 6 strikeouts on the night. Didn't walk a batter. Kevin Cash had some hits again. He's doing a nice job behind the plate, but it was vintage performance by Tim Wakefield when the knuckleball is going good.
Well, most of the time you're going to see this, you're going to see swings and misses galore. I mean, this is when he's going good. It's not just one swing and miss, it's several. And we're watching the strike 3s that look like breaking balls, and those are all knuckleballs. They look like curveballs away, but these are knuckleballs. And that one sort of sails straight like a fastball. And then you see that one just, it doesn't dip at all. It looks like he threw the knuckleball by him. And I think he punched somebody out on a big hook, you'll see right here. Yeah, Sheffield, he gets him on a big loopy curveball. So he features not only that knuckleball, but that looping curveball, and that's got to aggravate hitters. Like, are you looking for a knuckleball, and then he throws that big little looping curveball.
Especially late in the game. I mean, you've been flailing on that knuckleball.
And it's 5-0.
This comes out of nowhere.
It's 5-0. You got no chance, because you know you may be able to get one and hit one out of the ballpark, but you need 5 of those, and it's like disheartening for a club.
Well, we'll show you the Ortiz and Manning back-to-back homers. First time this year, the Thunder and Lightning go back-to-back with the home runs. We'll also check out how Robertson was able to skate out of that 2nd inning and hang in there for a while. All that's coming up, but first, let's go back to the ballpark. Check in with Heidi Watney.
Thanks, TC. The Sox take 2 straight from the Tigers. We'll talk to Tim Wakefield following 8 innings of shutout ball and get Terry's take. First, we send it to Catherine Tappan with a Sports Desk update.
Thanks, Heidi. Hey, everybody. Coming up in just a few moments, I'll have a preview of what's coming up tonight on Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling team. We'll have full coverage from the Garden as the Celtics take on King James and the Cavs, and find out why Tom Brady was dressed to the nines in Manhattan last night. I'll see you back here in just a few, but for now, a short break.
Subaru Dealers of New England Spring Sales Event. Get ready for your life in the most award-winning small SUV, the all-wheel drive Subaru Forester. The Forester has a powerful boxer engine for improved handling and control. Right now, get $2,000 cash back, plus 0% financing.
What makes a Subaru a Subaru?
Ready for spring. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Don't miss the Subaru Spring Sales Event going on now.
Nope.
Sorry. I gotta get some paper.
Door.
Cool. Retro.
Who was that dude?
WBMason.com.
Call Mama.
Calling Mama.
We knew the people who don't drive a Ford would be surprised by Ford. So we went from town to town and friend to friend, inviting real people to drive one.
It gets great gas mileage and it's fun. It's definitely a sleek and sexy car. The thing that surprised me the most about the Ford Focus is how much I really enjoyed it. Definitely felt comfortable and safe, and that really surprised me. Driving it for a week, I don't want to give it up.
Get a Focus with $500 cash, plus we'll match your down payment up to $1,000, or get 0% with $1,000 cash.
Lights, camera, revolution, divas. Revolution, lights, camera, revolution, divas. Revolution.
Dot it, the ingenious everywhere light.
Pennsylvania lighted up performance of the night. And the big boys get it done as they add to the offense in the 7th inning. That's career number home run 497 for Manny Ramirez. And it came on the heels of David Ortiz going yard. So back-to-back homers for Big Papi and Manny, number 7 of the year for each of them. And again, number 497 for Manny Ramirez. You see where he fits in on the all-time active home run hitters list. Ken Griffey closing in on 600. Manny closing in on 500, and now 16 back of his former teammate Jim Thome from Cleveland. And this is hard to believe. It's been 2 years since David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez have hit back-to-back home runs.
You know, my question is, do you think Manny knows that kid that was his first game in the big leagues?
You know, he's Dominican, so you wonder. The kid comes up. This is Freddy Dols making his major league debut, and Jim Leland gives him the call right after David Ortiz, a Dominican legend, hits a home run, and he's got to face one of the greatest hitters to ever come out of the Dominican, Manny Ramirez.
You know, the first thing he sees come out of his hand, you never seen this guy before. Wouldn't you take a pitch? No, he swings the first pitch slider, hits it over the center field fence, and you see him coming out of the box here. He didn't think he had it, but here's the last pitch that Robertson throws. See you later. 3-2 fastball, and I mean, this ball is crushed. And that's home run number 7 for Ortiz. And then the kid comes in, a rookie making his major league debut. He throws a slider to Manny, 25-year-old kid rookie. Boom, Manny comes out of the box thinking, oh my God, this ball might be a double, I gotta go. And that's a bomb to hit it out of the 420 sign. Manny didn't think he got it all, but you know, those swings he takes are sometimes nice and easy. You see this stroke right here. He has to finish his stroke before he can take off, but to see him running out like that, he doesn't think it's gone, but because that's a long ways out there, 420.
No, because most of the ones that stay in the ballpark, he's not running out of the box on. So when it leaves, you don't expect him to be hustling up the line.
The thing is, he hasn't hit a home run in so long. Maybe that's what it is.
More than 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks and 2 days. But it's hard to believe. Again, April 21st, 2006 was the last time Ortiz and Manny went back-to-back. They hit home runs in the same game a lot, but you think it would happen a little more frequently. And as you said, that's really back-to-back. It was the last pitch that Robertson would throw, the first pitch that Dols throws.
And what's just unique about it, I think, a little bit, is because it's one pitcher to the next. I mean, you don't see that happen very often. Maybe a starting pitcher that's out there, I've done it before. I've thrown consecutive balls out of the ballpark before, several times.
Well, that has happened, yes.
More than I wanted to.
We don't have to go there. It was all good tonight. Red Sox win that 5-0. Don't forget, NESN.com is all new. Visit it today and check out the new look, new content, enhanced features that give fans a new voice online. And if you become a NESN.com registered user, you can enter for a chance to win an iPod Touch. Visit the new NESN.com today. Still to come, we'll check in on the Yankees, still playing in the old ballpark, see how they're doing tonight against the Cleveland Indians. Rematch of last year's division series, and you know the Indians won that one.
Another day in Masonville, where the friendly office supply folks from WB Mason give you your own local service team. Yes, your own driver, sales rep, and service person who know you and your business. Well, over in Office Superstore land,
You shipped that order? Ask him.
No, him.
What order?
You get excuses. Now, any questions?
Who are those wonderful people?
Who but WB Mason?
When you have two good teams, who wins comes down to who wants it more. Same goes for banking. That's why nobody will take better care of you or do more to earn your business than the people at Sovereign. It's that simple. Because at Sovereign, we want you to be the winner.
Open a Premier checking account right now and get a $150 bonus. It's another way Sovereign does more to earn your business.
See a new ad every day at massvacation.com. Massachusetts, it's all here.
Globe 10.0's going green.
That would be a shock.
We're talking Celtics green.
Let's turn our attention to basketball. Forget the regular season.
It's playoff talk from the basketball guru himself, Bob Ryan. Every Tuesday through Thursday on Globe 10.0, only on Nesson. In Case You Missed It is brought to you by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
It's just awkward, and I haven't thrown. This is the longest I've ever not thrown a ball in my life.
Yeah.
Since I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
So there was, that was, but I was nice mechanically. I just felt like I right back in the saddle again.
This is crawling at this point for Kurt Schilling. He's not there yet. There's nothing to get excited about. I mean, I've been getting emails asking, what they're going to do with the rotation when he comes back. That's very, very premature. This is just it's a big step for him personally because he's been working so hard to get back to this point.
Yeah, the rotation you see today could be very different come late July, early August.
Well, I think it shows well. I mean, that you have the depth that you have, two pitchers that, really pretty much two Cy Young pitchers waiting in the wings. But as it turns out, I mean, the rotation is fine.
All right, that's our pregame show tonight. Join us again tomorrow night as Zach and I discuss the possibility of John Smoltz as a closer again. On Thursday, we get you started at 6 o'clock as Beckett takes on Verlander in a good pitching matchup to end up this series. And then on Friday, a 7 o'clock pregame start for an 8 o'clock game as they open up a 4-game series with the Minnesota Twins. That's all coming up this week at Olympia Sports. And the Boston Globe pregame show right now. Catherine Tappett over in Studio B, a Sports Desk update. Hey, Catherine.
Hey, TC, thank you. Well, hi, everybody. It was supposed to be a cakewalk through the first round. 7 games later, the Celtics find themselves a very new challenge, taking on LeBron James and the Cavaliers. Coming up tonight on the show, Game 1 highlights and post-game reaction as John Chandler reports from the Garden. Tuesday, the NBA officially named Kobe Bryant the league's most valuable player, but does he really deserve it? We debate that question with former NBA star Dennis Scott. All those stories and what was Tom Brady doing at a black tie affair in New York City? We'll let you know tonight on Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling team. Enjoy the rest of the post-game show. We'll see you shortly afterwards, but for now, back over to Studio A and Tom Caron.
All right, Catherine, thanks very much. As we check in on the Yankees at home against the Cleveland Indians. Andy Pettit and the Yanks starting out that 3-game series tonight. Pettit trying to win his 4th straight start. Here in the 4th, Johnny Peralta with a homer off Pettit and a runner aboard. So that makes it a 2-1 Cleveland lead, and that'll be the score here. But Jason Giambi off Fausto Carmona will drive in Hideki Matsui to tie the game at 2. And later in the inning, Robinson Cano will put the Yankees ahead for the first time as Cano will slap a single to left. That gets through the hole. Giambi comes in to score, makes it 3-2 Yankees, and that's where they are right now in the top of the 8th. Pettit went 6 1/3, gave up 2 earned runs. Tampa Bay up at Rogers Center taking on Toronto. A.J. Burnett coming off that shutout win over the Red Sox last week. David Eckstein giving him some offensive support off Andy Sonnenstein. Greg Zahn scores. Toronto trailing here 3-1, trying to put away those pesky Rays. Akinori Iramura, he's been hot of late. Doubles off Burnett, drives in Jason Bartlett at the game and tied at 3, but this makes it 4-3. And as we move ahead to the 6th with a 1-run game still, Eric Hinsky takes Burnett deep for his 7th home run of the season. When you think of great AL home run hitters, Manny, Ortiz, Eric Hinsky, all with 7 homers on the season. 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th, Rays leading. Up in Toronto, Burnett 6 innings, 5 earned runs. His inconsistent season continues. And Scott Baker is likely to be placed on the 15-day DL so he can heal from a mild right groin muscle strain. He looked good Saturday night against the Tigers, but he tweaked his right groin in the 3rd inning and had to leave the game. Had an MRI yesterday. He has dealt with several nagging injuries since spring training. He is 2-0 with a 4.09 ERA in 6 starts this season. He was scheduled to go against the Red Sox Saturday in Minnesota. And Greg Emerson, lawyer for former Major League Baseball outfielder Jose Canseco, said federal investigators asked Canseco if he had asked Major League players to invest in a movie project, according to the New York Times. Federal investigator asking Canseco if he had sought money from Maglio Ordonez. Canseco denied seeking money from any players in connection with his 2 books. And reports out of New York say Alex Rodriguez passed out during the birth of his first daughter. The 3rd baseman says one nurse had a cold cloth on his head. The other nurse had the blood pressure on his arm. His mother was rubbing his back. He was passed out on a couch, according to Cynthia Rodriguez.
Do we need to know this stuff? I mean, where do they find this stuff out?
I have no idea.
Wow. Maybe his mother-in-law told somebody.
This is inside the clubhouse stuff that you don't hear anywhere else. I don't know if it speaks to his makeup. I don't know what that means about anything. But, Minnesota's been on a tear. They won 5 in a row. Scott Baker being out could mess up their rotation.
Well, we're going to see them this weekend. And over to the Monday, they're going to play 4 games there. So you're going to find out a lot about Minnesota. Now, am I going to stick my neck out and say Minnesota's going to win the Central? I mean, I don't know here.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
wide open.
I said a few years back when they got into the playoffs, I never thought, they surprised me many years ago when they thought they were going a different direction, like Oakland. You think Oakland's going a different direction. Next thing you know, they're playing the ball the way that they're playing the ball. I don't really know. It's hard to really say.
But Minnesota seems to be the one team. Every time they appear to begin a fire sale, they wind up being very competitive. This year, Santana and Hunter leave. You figure it'll take them at least a year or 2 to bounce back.
Well, they got some good players in the Mets. They got Gomez to play center field. This kid's going to be a good player like Ellsbury. But the thing is, do they have enough pitching? I think what happens there is they play well at home. I mean, Detroit just found out when they went in there and lost 3, and the ball's bouncing all over the place. It's a tough place to play, and they take advantage of it.
And don't ask Jim Leland. He doesn't like those domes. I don't think he likes the Red Sox a whole lot right now either. Sox take the first 2 of this one. Another season high, 9 games above 500. And don't forget, coming up after Sports Desk, the original NESN Entertainment Series Red Sox Memories continues. It's an all-new episode centered around the great rookies and great characters to play for the Sox over the years. Pap, Spaceman, Oil Can, Pudge, Nomar, more. Don't miss Red Sox Memories coming up tonight after Sports Desk. And still to come, we'll get Terry's take. Terry Francona talking to Tim Wakefield after 8 shutout innings and a 5-0 win for the Sox.
America's best-selling minivan, the all-new Dodge Grand Caravan.
Revolution, give us. Revolution, lights, camera, revolution, give us. Revolution.
Dot it, the ingenious everywhere light.
3 times a day, 3 times the coverage.
Get the sports news that matters most from the people who know it best. Nesson Sports Desk. From the field to the locker room.
If it happens in New England sports, it happens on Nesson Sports Desk.
In-depth coverage that goes beyond the scores, right into your home. Tune in to Nesson Sports Desk, presented by FW Web tonight, following Red Sox coverage. Celebrate 25 years of Nesson.
Ramirez chops it up over the mound, in the center. Here comes Renteria. The Red Sox take the 4-3 lead. Manny's back, and he's back big.
They love me here, man. And I don't know, man. This is the place to be, you know. Manny being Manny, man. He's great, man.
Time for our WB Mason delivery of the game. We go to the 7th inning, and well, this certainly is not the WB Mason delivery of the game here. This is an error for Dustin Pedroia on the Guillen ground ball. He's safe in there, but then Tim Wakefield delivers the final 2 outs of the inning. He'll get Maglio Ordonez. Little pop up there behind second base. Julio Lugo there to take it, drifting all the way over to the other side of the bag, and then Cabrera will drive this one to left field, no problem. Manny Ramirez has it. That ends the 7th. Tim Wakefield getting the win, his 3rd of the season. And after that 0-7 start, the Tigers trying to battle all the way back from it. They're right back to 6 games under 500. Terry Francona's team now a season high 9 games above 500. Happy with his starting pitcher. Let's get Terry's take with Heidi Watney.
Thanks, TC. Terry, Tim Wakefield tonight gave you just what you needed, also gave the bullpen some rest. Talk about his performance.
Yeah, he was great. He pounded the strike zone with all 3 pitches, and everybody knows his knuckleball is his bread and butter, but he threw fastballs for strikes. He threw some real good breaking balls. He never let him get anything going. You know, on a night when we're trying to stay away from Pap, trying to stay away from Okie, Wade gives us 8 strong innings, and you know, we never spread it out early. You know, we had some offense going, but we left some runners on base. But the way he pitched, it didn't ever get in the way of us winning that game.
All right. Well, you had the usual suspects with Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz with the offense, but you also got 3 hits from Wake's battery mate Kevin Cash. Talk about the spread of offense tonight.
Yeah, Cashy did a great job. He always runs the game. I mean, there's always a lot of positive energy. He knows that catching the game like Tech is first and foremost, but he added some offense. He's been doing that. He's been having good at-bats. He's not here to hit 4th, but when he has at-bats like that, you know, all of a sudden you got your 9-hitter contributing like that. That's a big deal to our lineup.
Mm-hmm. And Clay Buchholz takes the ball tomorrow, hoping to continue a string of solid starts. What is it that makes him so exceptional, and what do you look for tomorrow?
Well, you know, everybody talks about momentum. Momentum comes and goes with your starting pitcher. Clay's been throwing his off speed. You know, he's got so much arm speed with that off speed, and he's learning to trust his fastball. And the game's starting to slow down for him a little bit. When he gets in binds, he knows he can pitch his way out of it. Just got to stay with what he's, you know, his strengths, and not try to do different stuff. He'll be okay.
All right, thanks, Terry. TC.
All right, Heidi, thanks very much. You know, it wound up being a fantastic pitching performance for Tim Wakefield, obviously, and they get the runs, but it looked like they were going to break this game wide open. They put 3 runs on the board in the 2nd inning. They were able to get 3 straight hits after a walk. Robertson looked like he was in for a very short night. Here in the 2nd inning, it all started with the walk to Mike Lowell. Then Kevin Youkilis steps up in the double, and all of a sudden you got a little rally going here.
Hey, you've got 2 doubles tonight. This guy's been swinging the bat. Good for them, but they take advantage of it right here because they get Cash. Even cashes in on one of the 3 hits that he gets. But you see a tough left-handed pitch coming from Robertson to Drew. He goes down and gets a base hit up the middle for the first run. And then Cash will come up right after this and chip in with a double himself right down the line here. The guy tries to slip a fastball in on him, and he just rips it down the left field line. 1 of 3 hits for Cash. That makes it 3-0. And you're thinking they're going to blow it open right here.
Well, and by the way, it makes Cash 361 on the season. Don't look now, but who had any idea that Kevin Cash was going to be able to hit like that?
I mean, he's got to be surprising himself a little bit right here because he's really aggressive with the bat. Yeah. He's pulling the ball. I mean, he looks like he's got a lot of confidence there. And then not only that, he's catching the ball real clean on Wakefield. That's what you want more than anything.
The offense is almost a bonus. That's the second 3-hit game of the season with the Sox. As you said, it looked like they were going to knock him out, if not there. Maybe the third inning, but Drew strikes out. Then in the fourth inning, the first two guys get on, one of them being Cash. Lugo, a little infield hit. And kind of an interesting move here, whether it was called or whether it was Kogadut himself. But the bunt. Now, you think you have this guy on the ropes. Are you surprised the bunt?
You would think. I mean, I don't know what the thinking is there, because especially nobody in the American League bunts anymore. And meanwhile, he hits the ball to third base, Detriot, for an easy out. They're giving him a run if he hit a ground ball to short. And then Big Poppy makes an out here. 2 easy outs like that. And you're thinking that's kind of a wasted effort. You think maybe with nobody out, 2 guys on. You don't see that happen very often. Let alone
3-0 against the guy struggling early.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that called by the manager? I will never know until somebody lets us find out.
we can't ask right now. But all of a sudden, Robertson goes into the 7th inning, and you're thinking then Ortiz knocks him out.
Right, and you're thinking, what's he doing in the 7th inning in a 3-0 game? But
giving up 4 runs. It's what he does every time this year. He's given up 4 or more runs in every single start. He almost got out of this one with 3, but Ortiz made it 4. We'll take a break, come back. We're going to hear from Tim Wakefield, and we'll hear from the captain, Kevin Cash. He's been money at the plate.
Hey, you gotta hurry in for this Mercury offer. Right now, get big savings on the 29 mile per gallon Mercury Milan. For a limited time, lease Milan with no charge moonroof, 6-disc CD changer, and Sirius satellite radio for $199 a month. You've gotta put Mercury on your list.
I am your idea. I gotta fly. I gotta move. I'm out of the box and in the network. In the zone and on your mind. Don't stop me now. Give me Rico. Rico's always ready to move me. Send me. Here, there, everywhere. This is how we go. Let's go. Rico.
Start your weekend early with Friday Night Fenway. Catch an extra 30 minutes of live action from Fenway Park before every Friday Red Sox home game. Friday Night Fenway, powered by Team Sully Mack. 5:30 is prime time.
Hey, you gotta hurry in for this Mercury offer. Right now, get big savings on the 26 mile per gallon Mercury Mariner. For a limited time, get Mariner with no charge moonroof, 6-disc CD changer, and Sirius satellite radio at these great rates. You gotta put Mercury on your list.
David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez back-to-back home runs for the first time of April 2006, and they were on back-to-back pitches. Ortiz, the last pitch from Nate Robertson, and Manny Ramirez, the first major league pitch ever thrown by Freddy Dols, although they'd had him warming up for about 4 innings, so his pitch count might have been up to 100 in the bullpen. Back-to-back homers for the Red Sox tonight, a 5-0 win. That's good news because Hess and Hess Express, proud sponsors of the Red Sox. And Red Sox on Nesson during the 2008 Red Sox season. Hess and Hess Express donate $500 to the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston for every home run hit by the Sox. With the Red Sox hitting 31 homers this season, Hess' total donation is up to $15,500. Hess and Hess Express, committed to helping the cause. Coming up next, Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra Love highlights of this game, the Red Sox and Tigers. Reaction from Tim Wakefield and a preview of Game 3 of this 4-game set. A couple of rookies trying to pitch their teams to wins. And this message from the Mass Lottery. It's fun, exciting, and only here for a short time. Introducing the lottery's limited edition World Series Red Sox ticket. You can win up to $10 million instantly, and there are also 20 instant prizes, each worth $1 million. Plus, you can win great Red Sox World Series memorabilia. Get yours today at Fenway Park or a local lottery agent.
For over 45 years, in homes big and small, Harvey
has been the name people turn to for durable, maintenance-free windows, doors, and patio rooms. Thanks to well-crafted products from a family that values dependability as much as you. Harvey. We understand what it takes to be part of your home. For a free upgrade to a more energy-efficient window, visit harveyind.com.
Okay, so you're all set with Verizon Fios. Pretty amazing picture, huh?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Picture quality the experts call stunning. This is what happens when Verizon brings fiber optics straight to your home. Get Fios TV, internet, and phone and get our free movie package until 2009. This is Fios. This is big.
Introducing the all-new Dodge Journey with the most innovative features. Third row seating, DVD player and gaming outlet, all-wheel drive, and the best fuel economy in its class. It's the crossover that's ready for anything. The all-new Dodge Journey. If you can dream it, do it.
To relive the passion, we must remember the past. As NESN celebrates 25 years, experience the history with Red Sox Memories, a 5-part series that takes you back to the most unforgettable moments of all time. Watch it all unfold. The best postseason stories, unique characters, and incredible rookies, and the crowning of the ultimate Red Sox team. Red Sox Memories. Tonight, it's characters and rookies, only on NESN.
If it happens in New England sports, it happens on NESN Sports Desk. Tune in tonight after the game, only on NESN.
Welcome back to our NESN Television Center. Tom Kerr with you here for Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. The Red Sox offensive troubles of a week or so ago seem a long time ago now. They're riding a 5-game winning streak after a 5-0 shutout win tonight, and for the 5th straight game, they put up double-digit hits on the board, this time leading the way for Tim Wakefield, who was brilliant for 8 innings of work tonight. We go to the second inning, no score, 2 on and nobody out. Red Sox get the rally going that would break open the game. J.D. Drew with a base hit that'll bring in Mike Lowell. Sox opening up a 3-0 lead by the end of the inning, because next up is Kevin Cash. And he'll hit the double down the line that'll bring in Kevin Youkilis. So it's a 2-0 lead at that point. Red Sox with a 3-0 lead at the end of the inning. Tim Wakefield, meantime, he was brilliant. Last time around, when he pitched against Toronto, he didn't strike out anybody and he walked 4. This time he didn't walk anybody and he struck out 6. 8 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball over 98 pitches for Wakefield, and he got a little more support at the end. Any thoughts of a Tigers comeback? Put the rest here. Back-to-back homers. David Ortiz off Nate Robertson, ending the night for the starter in the Major League debut for Freddy Dols. First pitch he throws, it's gone. Manny hitting his first in 2 weeks and 2 days. 7th for Manny, 7th for Big Papi. 5th straight win for the Red Sox. 3 away now from 500 for Manny Ramirez. Red Sox winning by the final of 5-0. They take Wakefield out after 8. Mike Timlin pitches a scoreless 9th inning. But Tim Wakefield is our Subaru star of the game. It's brought to you by the Subaru dealers of New England. Feel the freedom. Tim Wakefield, 500 lifetime at Comerica Park. 3-1 this season, lowers his ERA to 3.33. Let's hear from Wake back in Detroit.
You know, I felt really good coming out of the pen. I did a lot of work with John in between starts to kind of correct my mechanics. I think I was a little open, so I got more towards the plate, and I felt really good throwing strikes with all my pitches, and I was able to mix them in tonight.
How key was that to have you control from the start?
Well, it's very key for me. I have to, especially against a lineup like this, I have to establish that I'm going to throw strikes with my knuckleball, and it makes my other pitches a lot better.
Talk about your decision and when Connor's decision to take you out.
Yeah, he's trying to protect me for the long haul of the season. I didn't have a problem with it. The shutout's not that important to me. Just winning the game's the most important thing, and you know, get ready to go back to work and pitch in Minnesota.
Talk about the role that Darren pitching's on the last 11, 12 games, and with every game has been dynamite.
Yeah, you know, it's something that we take a lot of pride in as a group, to go deep in the games, to give the bullpen some rest, and we've been able to accomplish that the last, you know, 10 or 11 starts.
The mechanical issues you had, how had you noticed them affecting you in prior starts?
You know, Cashy pointed out something when I was in Tampa, that I was kind of stepping towards the left-handed batter's box, and it's something that I've had problems with before. And we just corrected that last side session with John, and you know, I felt better doing it that way. I felt more online, and you know, I was able to take that in the game tonight.
Well, it's a game of adjustments, and clearly Tim Wakefield making an adjustment. Nice to hear the rapport with Kevin Cash is coming along, because we know how good it was with Doug Mirabelli, and now Cash getting some hits at the plate and clearly helping out Tim Wakefield. But he was on tonight. I mean, this was one of those nights where that knuckleball was moving all around, and they just were flailing at it.
And that's what he said. He has to establish, easier said than done, you have to establish throwing strikes. But, you know, one time you throw a strike, and they go to hacking after that. You see, you know, one time he'll throw a strike, and next thing you know, they start swinging. But I don't know, how do you get into talking about this knuckleball? I mean, it's beyond me. Because every time, it doesn't do the same thing all the time. That's why it's hard to hit. Right. If it kept going like a slider goes this way, curveball goes down, then they could adjust to it. But, you know, if he does throw strikes early on, and all of a sudden you got a 3-0 lead, their hands are tied for the most part. And I'm talking about easy outs, too. I mean, he did strike out 6 guys, but the outs were like just, I mean, unbelievable.
And I know it's night and day, the knuckleball compared to everybody else, but after the last couple of nights, slow-working, long games, the fielders have to feel pretty good about the pace of this game, staying in the game, the action coming their way.
I mean, after some of the games that, you know, this team has went through, I mean, this is turned into, like they were saying last night, the Detroit team is turning into the Yankees. You know, the games are being just as long because they're patient. But you could go just against that and start throwing strikes, and somebody's got to start swinging.
Again, it was remarkable. That 0-7 start for the Tigers, they've only picked up 1 game from all that. They're now back to 6 games under 500. It's going to be real hard for this team to come back. I know it's wide open in that division, and that's the one thing they have going for them. But you got to play some pretty good baseball to come back from 7 down.
And the thing is, I mean, their starting pitching has got to get better than it is. I mean, they've got 3 guys with ERAs over 6, and one of them being Verlander. Now, Verlander doesn't do the job. They're in serious trouble. But when you run in kids out there like this young kid out there, who is this kid? I mean, they're trying anybody out there at this point. And so it remains to be seen. You could score all the runs you want, but this is going to be a long season for them in that division, too, because there's a lot of better teams in that division than there was before.
Well, the kid is Armando Galarraga, might be their best pitcher right now. We'll tell you who he is in a couple segments. We'll be back and do that. First, we're going to come back and talk about Kevin Cash as he and Tim Wakefield got together a nifty little 8 innings of shutout work. Mike Timlin the ninth, and the Red Sox with a 5-0 win upon 5 in a row.
Hi, Dad. Did I miss anything? Should be starting any minute.
I just love this game.
Granite City Electric. We do the lights for the Red Sox.
Olympia Sports is proud to support the Pediatric Trauma Program at Children's Hospital Boston. Visit any Olympia Sports location today and donate what you can so that children's world-class doctors can provide advanced treatments for kids who need your help.
Hey, Rick.
Yo.
I have got to get to the bank before it closes. I'll catch you later.
Later, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hey.
Did you go over that research yet? You said you'd have it to me by the end of today. Thank you.
Oh, Jim, you know those photos that you always want to see of my family? I got them today.
Hey, Jimbo.
Sorry, going to the bank.
Jim, take a look at this.
It's cats in costumes.
Jim, see you tomorrow, man.
It's not always easy getting to the bank. That's why we created Fit with extended hours. Our Stop and Shop branches are open late and 7 days a week.
Get ready. This is the Subaru Dealers of New England Spring Sales Event. Get ready for your life in the most award-winning small SUV, the all-wheel drive Subaru Forester. The Forester has a powerful boxer engine for improved handling and control. Right now, get $2,000 cash back plus 0% financing.
What makes a Subaru a Subaru?
Ready for spring. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. Don't miss the Subaru Spring Sales Event going on now.
Nest keeps your socks on round the clock with Socks in 2. 2-hour game replays every game night at midnight and the following afternoon. It's your second chance at the socks, only on Nest.
Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra is brought to you by Granite City Electric. No one knows lighting and electricians like we do.
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah, he was great. Seemed like every pitch he was throwing was in the strike zone and tough to hit, and seemed like they couldn't get anything going. And that's what made the game so quick, and it was great to play behind him.
As a hitter, you guys are getting up there every other inning, it seemed. You were really tearing into the Tigers tonight.
Yeah, we put some good at-bats together. Manny and David swung the bats great. Cash was turning the lineup over and doing a great job. So, it was a big win for us, and, we just got to keep going. Long road trip.
Buckle. Talk about Wake's performance tonight. Do you think he should have come out after 8?
Oh, yeah. If Tito says he should come out, then yes, he should come out. No, he was outstanding. Just everything I was telling the guys earlier, curveball, fastball, knuckleball, everything was as good as it could be tonight. A lot of knuckleballs were strikes out of the hand, got some aggressive swings. So, and when he fell behind a couple hitters, he had the fastball and curveball to get him back in the count.
It seemed you guys mixed in the fastball, curveball a lot more tonight than usual.
Yeah, we did. And just because it was so many strikes with it, I think that's something that we should probably, gauge it, but when it's there, go ahead and use it because it's such a good pitch for him.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Kevin Cash, 3 hits tonight. He drove in a run. You see the numbers when he starts. He had that run of starting while Jason Varitek was on the flu. Unfortunately, that hurt his record because half the rest of the team had the flu as well. But Kevin Cash is on the tear, hitting in 7 of his last 8 starts. And he's 11 for 26 in that stretch. This guy is raking.
I don't think he's ever probably, if you go back to his minor league, that 11 for 26. I mean, this guy has found a job, found a home, catching Wakefield. And I'll tell you, watching this game tonight after last night, makes you want to watch Wake every night, huh?
It's a crisper game. We will say that. And say this, in Theo we trust, as they used to say back in 2004. And all due respect to Doug Mirabelli, he's got 2 World Series championship rings and was a big part of those teams. You couldn't have made a better move here. You've got a younger guy who's hitting the ball and handling the defensive chores just fine.
He looks as confident as can be with the bat. Now, you're not going to get the home run power that you're going to get out of Mirabelli, but this is a little different. And throws the ball, throws out runners as well, if not better, than Mirabelli. So, you're not going to...
Fine. For a guy who was kicking around, 2 years out of the major leagues, they found somebody here who could step in and do the job.
They really did. That's a nice find, and good for him because he's paid his dues from the minor leagues many, many years.
No question about that. All right, Red Sox win this one 5-0, Game 3 of this 4-game series coming up tomorrow. Olympia Sports is proud to support the pediatric trauma program at Children's Hospital Boston. Go to any Olympia Sports location today and make a donation to help children's world-class doctors pioneer and provide advanced treatments for kids who need your help. When we come back, we'll preview that next game as Clay Buchholz takes the mound. We'll see how Buchholz fares tomorrow as he will face another hot rookie, Armando Galarraga.
I did my homework, had 3 companies come out to the house, and I got what I thought was a great price on a hardwood floor. Finally, I called National Floors Direct. I showed them the estimate that I had gotten, and they beat it by 15%, right there on the spot.
At National Floors Direct, we offer next-day installation of beautiful name-brand carpet and hardwood flooring. And we'll beat anyone's price by 15% or it's free. Call 888-400-FLOOR for a free estimate.
That one call to National Floors Direct saved me $900, and I have no payments for 1 full year.
How many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? Only one, but the light bulb has to really want to change.
Nobody knows lighting like Granite City Electric.
Our little boy's off to college.
Where will your next tank of gas take you in life? Wherever the future takes you, a locally owned Citgo will be there.
Maybe I should go alone with the boy. Do a little bonding.
Citgo, there at every turn.
On the next Globe 10.0.
Bob Ryan is back for Wednesday's Globe 10.0. Charlie Pierce is his co-host, and they'll give you thoughts on Game 1 of the Celtics-Cavaliers series.
Globe 10.0, tomorrow at 5:30, only on NESN.
Dols against Armando Galarraga and Clay Buchholz has certainly recaptured the imagination of Red Sox Nation. He'll make his 6th start of the season. Actually, 7th. Last time around was his 6th. That was May 2nd at Fenway. 5 hits, 4 walks. He struck out 6 over 5 1/3. He's won 2 now, and he's looked pretty impressive in his last couple starts.
He really has, and I get excited to watch this Buchholz pitch because he ceases to amaze me. You know, he may walk a couple guys, never gets flustered. This kid's got tons of confidence. 4 pitches, nasty hook, changeup, loves his changeup, swings and misses galore. He'll back his changeup up 4 times in a row. I mean, you cannot guess with this guy. When I watch him pitch, I try to get in his head, and I cannot. I can just imagine how the hitters feel. They haven't even seen this kid. He hasn't been around the block. And guys are taking pitches right down the middle because they're looking for something else. I mean, this kid is capable. Well, he's already done a no-hitter, but each time out, I mean, where do you go from there? But you know, he's capable of punching out 10 guys. I mean, if he can get deeper into the game, because he does use a lot of pitches to get there. You know what he's like? He's like what we thought Dice K was going to be.
Right, that's exactly right.
With all
he's
the
got
pitches,
stuff, and he builds. We've talked about this, right? Pitching off the change the way he does, and then he brings that gas in later.
And that gas looks like 100 miles an hour. And if he could spot that, I mean, you know, I used to get on him saying he's got to establish his fastball. I got on him. I thought he wasn't ready for the big leagues, kind of. But now
well,
I
again,
think
if Kurt Schilling was healthy, he'd be in Pawtucket right now.
I know, and that would have been a waste, I think, because this kid is.
He's ready.
I'm telling you, every time out, I'm thinking, what's he going to do now? To me, he's like, he's a phenom. There's no doubt about it, but it remains to be seen, but I want to see it.
And the interesting thing is he goes up against this Armando Galarraga. Nobody knows anything about him. He came up when Dontrell Willis was hurt. Hasn't given up more than 2 runs in a game yet. Cleveland, Toronto, the Angels, Minnesota. He's pitched 6 innings.
But I think this will be a big test tomorrow against Detroit. You know, they're a little frustrated right now, and he can frustrate them more. He can make them go even farther that way.
That's right. So it's Buchholz against Galarraga. Our coverage begins tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. And our coverage of other things is coming up on Sports Desk, including a little basketball game going on across town you may have heard of. It is Game 1 between the Celtics and the Cavs. LeBron in town, and Catherine Tappett and the crew will fill you in.
Did you hear about the electrician that liked to garden? He planted a light bulb to get a power plant.
But seriously, folks, nobody knows electricians like Granite City Electric. It can find you an uncrowded highway or a crowded club. Introducing the Acura TSX. A new generation has arrived.
Hey, kids.
Don't miss a beat all afternoon. Introducing new oven-toasted flatbread sandwiches. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'.
Buy a flatbread or pizza the day after the Red Sox win and get a free 16-ounce iced coffee or tea.
Tomorrow, the Sox head to Comerica Park for another shot at the Tigers. It's the 3rd of a 4-game series in Detroit. When it comes down to talent, the Sox have got it all. The Tigers have potential, but who has what it takes? Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Tigers. Pregame coverage begins at 6, only on NESN.
Jumping for joy in Detroit as the Red Sox win their 5th straight game, a season high. 9 games over 500 now. Final score for the final time. Red Sox take it from the Tigers 5-0 for Dennis Eckersley, our entire NESN crew. I'm Tom Karen. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night with our coverage beginning at 6. Right now, stay tuned for Catherine Tappan and Sports Desk.
Sports Desk is tipping off at the Garden. The road to round 2 was no easy street, and now the Celtics must battle LeBron James and the Cavaliers. We will recap the series opener. We'll hit the diamond where the red-hot Sox go for a 5th straight win in Motown. Kurt Schilling finally takes step 1 on his road to recovery, but will he be back this season? You'll hear from the Big Shill. The worst-kept secret in the NBA was made official on Tuesday. Kobe Bryant is the MVP, but does the Lakers star deserve it? And speaking of MVPs, what was Tom Brady doing in enemy territory? We've got the pictures. Sports Desk kicking off right now.
Lowell sends it to deep left field. Back goes Sheffield. It is gone. Last time he did it was against the Tigers. Now he drives one to deep left field. That ball is gone. Ortiz with some contact to deep right field. Tim's back at the wall. It's gone.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Sports Desk, presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bath Centers, a trusted part of your home remodeling team. I'm Catherine Tappan. We've got a full plate here on the show, so we're going to get right to it. The Sox offense appears to be locked and loaded. Monday night, Mike Lowell got his first long ball of the season. Kevin Youkilis continued his heavy hitting, and David Ortiz showed why he is finally out of that early season slump. After that wild night at the plate, the Sox were hoping for continued success against Detroit in Game 2 of this 4-game set.
I've got a great goal.
Manny Ramirez looks pretty loose before the game, still stuck on number 496 in career home runs. Keep that in mind. We begin in the top of the second. Mike Lowell at third, Kevin Youkilis at second, J.D. Drew at the plate. He takes a Nate Robertson pitch up the middle for the RBI base hit. That will score Mike Lowell, and the Red Sox get on the board 1-0. Next batter, Kevin Cash. And the backup catcher knocks a double down the left field line. That will score Youkilis. Cash 3 for 4 in this one with an RBI, 2-0 Red Sox. We go to the 7th inning. Sox leading it 3-0 now. David Ortiz at the plate. And you can see he has horrible numbers against Nate Robertson in his career, 3 for 24. But he takes this one and smokes it deep to right field for a solo home run. That would knock Robertson out of the game, but it looks pretty good for Big Papi and the Red Sox. Tigers go to the bullpen and they call on Freddy Dols, who is making his major league debut. Not an easy task, though, for him. Up first, Manny Ramirez. Manny blasts one to center field for his 7th home run of the year, and more importantly, number 497 of his career. Back-to-back homers for the Sox, 5-0 Boston, and that was all Tim Wakefield would need, as he was outstanding. Wake went 8 strong innings, giving up just 2 hits and striking out 6, while walking none. He only needed to throw 98 pitches, by the way. We like that very much. Wakefield retired 17 in a row at one point. Sox go on to win it 5-0. So the Sox get a lights-out performance from Wakefield over 8 innings and whack 2 more homers to earn their 5th straight win. The Boston Bats put together another 11-hit attack, but the story of this one was all about the knuckleballer.
2 fastballs for strikes, real good breaking balls. He never let him get anything going. You know, on a night when we're trying to stay away from Pap, trying to stay away from Okie, Wade gives us 8 strong innings, and you know, we never spread it out early. You know, we had some offense going, but we left some runners on base. But the way he pitched, it didn't ever get in the way of us winning that game.
I did a lot of work with John in between starts to kind of correct my mechanics. I think I was a little open, so I got more towards the plate, and I felt really good throwing strikes with all my pitches, and I was able to mix them in tonight. The shutout's not that important to me. Just winning the game's the most important thing, and get ready to go back to work and pitch in Minnesota.
Time now to go down the pipe with FW Webb. Clay Buchholz takes the ball on Wednesday night as the Sox and Tigers square off in Game 3 of their series. First pitch is set for 7:05, and Nesson's high-definition coverage kicks off with the pregame show at 6 o'clock. Good news for the Sox. Schill was back on the hill on Tuesday afternoon. In his first actions this season, Curt Schilling said he felt good after his throwing session before the Red Sox played the Tigers at Comerica Park, but not quite good enough for the injured starter to begin a throwing program. Schill is currently on the 60-day disabled list with a right shoulder biceps injury. He made 25 throws from 60 feet out with pitching coach John Farrell. Now, while there's no timetable set for Schilling's return, he did say that he plans on returning to Boston's rotation sometime this season. But for now, he was just satisfied with how he felt after his first outing.
The longest I've ever not thrown a ball in my life.
Yeah.
Since I was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
So there was, that was. But, I was nice to, mechanically, I just felt like I right back in the saddle again. Yeah. So, my mechanics felt good, and I thought the ball came out of my hand all right. And again, it's 35, 40 throws, so,
Heidi, this was step one of a progression that will still take some time. Curt is still in a strength building phase of his rehab. He's been very diligent with all the manual and physical exercises. Now today, with the first chance to put a ball in his hand, again, it was 25, 30 throws at 60 feet in distance, but a successful step nonetheless.
In other Red Sox news, injured infielders Alex Cora and Sean Casey will begin minor league rehab stints later on this week in Pawtucket. Cora, out with a right elbow sprain, starts his assignment on Wednesday against Durham. Meanwhile, Casey, on the shelf with a right hip sprain, will play the following night. We are just getting started here on the show. Coming up next, the Celtics and Cavs square off in round 2 of the Eastern Conference semis. We'll take you to the Garden for an update. Kobe Bryant is taking home the NBA's top individual honor, but was he really the right choice? We found out from a former NBA star who says no. And who would you rather have for the next 5 years, LeBron or the Big Three? We bounce over to the Globe 10.0 studio for that answer. Sports Desk, back in 2.
Sports Desk is brought to you by FW Webb, distributor of plumbing and heating supplies since 1866.
What makes a classic? Something that you really love, but it's passed on from generation to generation.
My mama's Pomodoro sauce. It's as great today as it was 100 years ago. And I love that sauce, Johnny, especially on chicken parmigiana. Breast of chicken with fresh homemade breadcrumbs and melted mozzarella cheese.
I love it on my favorite Italian classic, lasagna. Layers of fresh pasta, meat sauce, Romano, and mozzarella cheese.
I can have that every week, every other day. That's a classic.
How to have fewer hangovers. Method 1, don't drink. Hangover avoided. Method 2, take chaser while you drink and wake up feeling great. Breakfast in bed not included. Let's review. Method 1, don't drink. Method 2, take chaser while you drink. Wake up feeling great and cute as a button. Individual cuteness may vary. If you get hangovers, try chaser. Just take 2 pills with your first drink and 2 more later. The choice is yours. Don't drink or don't drink without chaser. Please drink responsibly.
At Rhode Island Hospital, we're unlocking the secrets of Alzheimer's, providing hope to the millions of Americans living with this disease.
Hasbro Children's Hospital provides the latest in diagnostic testing in our convenient world-class imaging center.
Whether the goal is playing with your grandchildren or a daily tennis match, we have a full range of orthopedic treatments to get you back in the game.
Advancing medicine, touching lives. Rhode Island Hospital.
Globe 10.0's going green.
That would be a shocker.
We're talking Celtics green.
Let's turn our attention to basketball. Forget the regular season.
It's playoff talk from the basketball guru himself, Bob Ryan. Every Tuesday through Thursday on Globe 10.0, only on Nesson. It's the ultimate Red Sox show for the ultimate Red Sox fan. Join Hazel May as she counts down the 9 must-see stories each week from Red Sox Nation. Plus, one-on-one with Sox players, special features, and highlights. Nesson's Ultimate Red Sox Show is the ultimate way to keep up on all things Red Sox. Nesson's Ultimate Red Sox Show with Hazel May. Sundays, only on Nessun.
Welcome back, everybody. It took 7 games for the Celtics to get past the 8th seed in the East. Round 2 opens up with a much more powerful team than the Hawks and one of the best players in the league. LeBron James and the Cavaliers arrived in Boston ready to try and upset the Celtics, a task the Hawks were unsuccessful at. Of course, Cleveland is a much better team, and that showed in the 4 regular season games this season. The Celtics and Cavs split the series, with Boston owning a higher margin of victory. But one problem here, LeBron averaged 32 points per game against the Green's top-ranked defense. And right now, the Celtics lead at 64-60 in the 4th quarter of an extremely low-scoring contest. Kevin Garnett leads the Green with 22 points. LeBron having a rough night, just 10 points on 1 for 10 shooting from the field. He also has 4 fouls, so we'll have complete highlights of this game as soon as it goes final. And for a complete recap of Game 1, including locker room reaction and reports from the Garden, check out our morning edition of Sports Desk from 5 to 9 a.m.
This is Kobe Bryant at his best right here.
Kobe Bryant takes home his first MVP award, but not without debate. Find out what former NBA star Dennis Scott thinks about the decision. And would you rather have LeBron James or the Big Three for the next 5 years? That is the question up for grabs in the Globe 10.0 Extra Point. And Sox Nation likes to call A-Rod many names, but why does his own wife think that he's a wimp? The latest gossip from the world of Alex Rodriguez coming your way.
The few, the proud, the Marines.
When you're on the go, you need the convenience, quality, and pricing that you'll always find at Extramart. Convenience. Everything you need is priced right and ready to go. Quality. Extramart has their own Extra Cafe gourmet coffee, delicious Deli Joe sandwiches, and Extra Fuels gasoline. The Extra Cafe featured flavored coffee is mudslide. Slide into spring in this outrageous wave of coffee, chocolate, and sweet cream. Now at Extramart convenience store. In every corner of New England, Extramart is just around your corner.
Guys paying booking fees on this flight? I'm on it. Let's go, no fee.
So, I see you're paying booking fees on that flight.
Yeah, it's no big deal. What are you doing?
It's no big deal, right? Nofi doesn't like it when people pay booking fees. Makes him angry.
Okay, I'm gonna go to Priceline. Hey, no booking fees.
Don't you love to negotiate?
And now get lower fees and lower prices on hotels.
Tomorrow, the Sox head to Comerica Park for another shot at the Tigers. It's the 3rd of a 4-game series in Detroit. When it comes down to talent, the Sox have got it all. The Tigers have potential, but who has what it takes? Tomorrow in HD, it's the Sox Tigers. Pregame coverage begins at 6, only on Nessun.